Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. It is 8:15 local time. Starting this a little bit early. Don't know if I'll have any co-hosts jump on tonight or not. Hope you had a terrific week. Background music is from Silent Partner from the YouTube audio library. And we'll get started here in about 10 minutes or so. Tonight's topic is Facebook finished. Let's see what the weather says here. Snow. Ugh. Yes, I've always wanted snow in spring. Perfect. Son of a beans. KO 2610, how are you? Dun, 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 dun. Checking messages on my phone. I'm not seeing anything. Any notifications? Looks good. Nothing going on there. Oh, nice picture of Venice. Very nice. That's beautiful. Very nice. Venice, the city of love. Hello, Highland. How are you? Are you guys still using Facebook? So if somebody comes along the stream that is new to all this, I'm running something called Ubuntu Mate, based off of Linux, of course. And I'm just using Google Hangouts. Of course, you can use OBS, some other pieces of software if you so choose to. For some groups, yes, KO, okay, alright, yeah, I continue to use Facebook. It works. Keep in touch with my friends and family. And I don't post a lot, but it's just a social platform for me. It's a matter of convenience. And that's why I still use it. I posted a daily tech brief today, and something about Cortana is everywhere, or will be everywhere, because Cortana, or Microsoft, values your privacy. Yeah, they definitely take your information for face value. Haha. Larry White, welcome. Metal Lord, welcome. How's everybody this evening? So I got a little chuckle out of that news brief. Microsoft values your privacy. Okay, well, I wonder how much value it has to them. See, the thing is, if Facebook was to just go away tomorrow, just drowns, another giant will take over, and then the same problem over and over again. So it never ends. Yeah, I don't know. At least that's how I see it. We'll talk about some alternatives to Facebook, possible alternatives. I don't see anything big enough out there or popular out there. There's something called Mastodon, which is somewhat popular among the open source community, but it's a horrible name. Mastodon? It sounds like something that Godzilla would face in the next movie. Godzilla versus Mastodon. Who will win the battle to save the Earth? I mean, oh my god. Mastodon? Okay, alright. It sounds like Master Don. Whatever. Grab my Gatorade. Now, see, Mastodon is also a band. I did not know that, Metal Lord. Let me guess, they play classical music. Classical rock music, I'm guessing. I have no idea. But see, that's the problem. You know, if you're gonna create a new, potentially worldwide social platform, give it a catchy name. Mastodon is not it. At least I don't think so, but you guys tell me. Let's see. I got a notification on my phone, so give me 1 second. Again, we'll start the officially start the stream here at 8:30. I got on a little bit early. Huh. Okay. I have a notification. You can't delete Facebook if you never had Facebook. That is true. That is true. Yeah. Of course, can you delete yourself off the internet? No, you cannot. At least not totally. Highland Ubuntu Mate, yes, it is pretty good. You should use it now. I will upgrade when it officially comes out at the end of the month. I plan to upgrade, yep. I'll do an in-place upgrade. And sure, yep, absolutely. No problem with that. I'll probably have a special or a final report for Ubuntu probably in about a week. It's stable. All the updates seem to work. No crashes. It's still a resource hog. Anthony Tucker, hello, hello, hello. Glad to see you again. Joe Johnson, welcome. But yeah, I'll have a final report on Ubuntu. It performed better than I thought it would. I just wish it was faster. But it feels slower than Windows 10. And yeah, it just doesn't perform as zippy as Windows 10. If you want to call Windows 10 zippy, and it is. If you keep it maintained, it is. But with 4 gigs of RAM in that test machine, Windows 10 runs a little bit smoother than Ubuntu with GNOME. Of course, with Windows 10, no extensions required. Anyway, just my thought. Anthony said he'd help anyone using Arch. No, I do not use Arch. Let me turn on the ticker feed. There we go. Switch to Linux. Greetings, greetings. How are you? Switch, if you would like to jump on the stream, just send me an email at totalOStoday1@gmail.com. I'll send you the link. That's totalOStoday1@gmail.com. I'll send you the Hangouts link if you want to join. Well, yeah, Joe, it's I mean, if it's going to be slower than Windows, I'll just keep using Windows. I mean, that's not to take anything away from Ubuntu, because it's pretty solid. It is stable. All right, Switch, yeah. It is pretty solid. Ubuntu with GNOME, the 18.04, they've done a good job, but they're just gonna have to tweak it in the future where it doesn't suck up as much RAM and resources. It's yeah. Anyway, just my personal opinion on Ubuntu with GNOME. Okay, so let's see if my camera will work. There we go. Ooh, got dark real fast. Anyway, how's it going? Larry has 18.04. Mate, awesome. Linux for life. You're close, because our show is called Life in Linux. Not this show, but the weekly show that I sometimes do with Switch. Life in Linux. And Tergos, okay. Avoid Manjaro like the plague. Yes, take your vitamins. Oh my god. I'm looking at the ticker. You guys can't see this, but it says Best Buy warns of data breach. Oh, I got a headache. Oh. Hang on, hang on. Okay, I'm good. Free tomorrow evening. Okay. I should be free tomorrow also to do the Life of Linux switch based on the weather forecast of snow. Yeah. Best Buy data breach. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, I know you say, Tosk, just don't use Windows, use Linux and be secure. It don't freaking matter. Let's see what else at the ticker feed. Snow here in Virginia, right? Okay. I was supposed to get an itch in April. Ew. 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 Best Buy changed their name to Best Hacked. Yep. Let's see if anything pops up on the ticker. It's 8:27, so we'll officially get started here shortly. Let's see. SpaceX would not be building rockets if it were not regulated. Okay. iPad review 2018 iPad content creation with compromises. Don't know what that means. Backpage domains seized by feds. I'm not sure what that is. Co-founders Arizona home raided. Ooh. Oh. Here we go. Here's something on the ticker. Let me wait till it scrolls. If you want to buy a political ad, call Russia. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, on Facebook, if you want to buy a political ad, you now have to be authorized. Da, comrade. What do you mean be authorized? It's a political ad. 70 degrees in Washington, you lucky colonel, you. Ugh. 70, wow. That's awesome. Backpage is why the FOSTA law was passed. Oh, okay. Wait till next week when it will start snowing on Friday the 13th. And will snow through Sunday. Thanks, Joe. I feel a lot better. Oh, headache. Oh. Hi, Spin. Welcome. Let me check a few things here. Alright, looks good there. Welcome. Yes, the final beta, I'm looking at the ticker again, the final beta for Ubuntu has been released, beta 2. Steve Wheeler, 89 in Phoenix. You guys are killing me tonight, man. It's going to be 20 tonight. Hi, Steve. I'm glad you mentioned that. Like this music. Anyway. Dash to Dock adds new launcher style support for GNOME 3.28. Oh, great. I'll sleep better tonight. How to install Google Chrome on Ubuntu. Didn't know it was a problem. Yeah, the music is good. Thank you. I wish I could play. I'd have a second channel. Total music today. You look like, Joe says, you look like you need one of my oxycodone pills. No, I don't need no pills, man. I got my Gatorade. Well, it's Powerade. I said Gatorade. It's Powerade. It's $1 cheaper than Gatorade, and I think it tastes just as good. So check out, there's a plug for Powerade right there. Yeah. Ghosty67! Welcome, welcome. I'm just glad we didn't get yet more snow last week. Nice and dry now, but not exactly springtime. I know, man. It sucks. It is a nice tune, Joe. Yeah, I'll keep playing it. Switch. I would say that's how you install Google Chrome. I'm being silly. I know. I just dig the music. Alright, again, that is from the YouTube audio library. That song is called Blues Fusion. So, it's free. Safe to download and use. Check it out. Sudo snap install Google-Chrome. Anthony says, what are your feelings on Snap? Well, it certainly has its advantages. Snaps generally tend to be a complete download, meaning it should have all the dependencies already pre-packaged. Yeah, I think Snap might be the future of packages for some forms of Linux. I've tested a few snaps. I use Kdenlive as a snap. It seems more stable, a little more faster. Yeah, so yeah, use apt, apt-get, pacman, Yowert. The list goes on and on. Well, Snap is nice because it's one. It gets rid of all of those packages there. It kind of makes it universal. It makes it easier, especially for beginners. There's also Flatpaks. I haven't tested Flatpaks, but yeah, I think snaps are good. So far, the ones I've tested: Spotify, Kdenlive, I think a few more. They seem to work. Look, as long as they're stable, don't crash, I'm all for it. So, snap to it. Snapper is better. The ticker on top says how the internet is clogging up city streets. Huh? I won't click that. Russia seeks to block Telegram messaging app. Oh? Okay. Facebook halts medical data sharing plan. I wonder why. South Korean university boycotted over killer robots. Oh man. This is off the ticker feed. Wow. Scammers abused Facebook phone number search. Whatever. Alright, we can get started. Checking here, looks like we're all good there. Bubsification, welcome my friend. How are you? Great to have you on the show. It is the information superhighway, yes. Okay, so let me get my things here ready to go. So again, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you on another Total OS Today live. Somebody said I should call these Total OS Tonight if it's during the nighttime. I guess I could do that, but we'll just call it Total OS Today live as usual. Welcome to the live stream. I try to do these at different times during the weekend, so people from around the world can... Hey, Das Geek is in the house. How are you? Would you like to be a co-host tonight on the stream? I had somebody else planned, but something else happened. He could not join. If you want to join Das Geek, just send me an email at totalostoday1@gmail.com. Love to have you on the stream, my friend. I promise no Cadillac trunk. That's in the garage. It's sealed. Well, so welcome. WT, it's Total here. Okay, just checking out the stream, showing support. Thank you, Bubsification. So yeah, it is Total OS Today Live. If you would like to support this stream, check out the links below for PayPal. I no longer use Patreon. I kind of went to PayPal because there's no politics, there's no extra stuff involved. It just works worldwide. It's safe, secure. It's what I use. So you can either make a one-time contribution or a monthly contribution. If you'd like to support the channel, that would be great. Das Geek, okay, deal, my friend. Send me an email. I'll send you the Hangouts link. How does that sound? Make sure you check out Das Geek's channel here on YouTube. Ryan, I think, is your name, right? Gee, I'm so embarrassed. I think it's Ryan, yes. Yeah, say hello to Das Geek. Absolutely. A fellow Linux user. All right, so I'll wait for Das Geek to jump on, and then we'll go into the topic. We'll just wait for the email, and I'll send you the private link, Das Geek. Let's see. All right, so we'll get started soon on Facebook. Is Facebook finished? Whatever your opinions are, feel free to post your opinions in the chat, good or bad. Whether you think Facebook will be finished, it's done. Open forum. I'll give you my thoughts soon about all this. T-Mobile stores part of customers' passwords in plain text. Says it has amazingly good security. Comcast, AT&T, Verizon pose a greater surveillance risk than Facebook. Oh. Headache again. I feel better now. God. Anyway. Chris, hello. Facebook finish, you can only hope. Okay. Alright, hang on here. Let me grab this. Get out of that. Das Geek, you use Proton Mail. Very good. If you want a secure email client, use Proton Mail. I signed up for one. I should use it, but anyway. Okay, here comes the link, my friend. You should be getting it shortly. So there you go. No, they got you by family and friends. It does not matter what you do. It's the friend of a friend that's got you. You know, Facebook is a matter of convenience to keep in touch with friend of a friend or friends, you know, worldwide. It's too bad it's gone that way, but it's probably not that big of a shock. Keegan, welcome. Keegan, welcome. So there you go. Wait till for Das Geek to jump on, then we'll talk about it. Maybe it's time to go back to MySpace. Maybe? I don't know. You guys even use MySpace? I don't even know what my username password is on MySpace anymore. You guys use MySpace? Do you even care? I can't believe my furnace is running April the 6th. God, you know. Yes, skin gets dry. You know, static electricity. I keep zapping myself. Stephen, you make a good point. As far as investing Facebook, I'll talk a little bit about that. It will be done after. It will be done. Otherwise, it will stick around till they're broke. Interesting point. We'll talk about that soon. I don't use MySpace. I haven't really looked into alternatives. FaceSpace. I have not heard of FaceSpace. Switch, yeah. Is that something new? Great name, FaceSpace. Combine Facebook and MySpace. FaceSpace. Okay. IRC. I don't know about IRC, Anthony. Yeah. I know some people use Telegram. Might be an alternative. Discord. Oh, it is a joke from the oatmeal. Okay, I was gonna say that's a great name, by the way. FaceSpace. Hello, Ryan. I'll wait for you to get situated. Move this over here.
Yo, can you hear me?
Gotcha. Loud and clear, my friend. How are you?
Nice. Doing good, man. How are you doing?
Oh, you got the Honda hat on. Excellent.
Look, it runs Linux, so you got to support it. Well, Honda runs Linux anyways.
Honda makes good stuff. I had a Honda years ago. I had a Toyota back in '09, traded in for a Buick. My Buick's okay, but you can't beat the quality of Honda and Toyota, man. They just go on and on.
I figured you traded it in for a Cadillac with a big trunk.
That's
well, if I was
oops. Yeah, right. No Cadillac. Although I will say with the SUV with the hatchback is just as good.
Yeah,
I mean, I could pile more bodies on top.
You mean you measured either way? Because that Buick, isn't that the one where Shaq sits in? So you figure you could fit a Shaq size person in there.
There you go. But no, my cousin, she's bought the what did she buy? She bought a Honda, not the CRV, the smaller one,
the HRV.
She bought that. Yeah,
that's what I got.
Excellent.
Yeah,
she's a nurse. She bought that, and she came over the house one day. I sat in. I'm like, well, I have room in this, and I'm 6'2". I sat in the back seat, and I had room. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, man. Plus,
nice little car.
I hooked it up with the Raspberry Pi, so it has the big screen in the middle. So every time you put it in park, Linux comes up, and you could play, the free version of Minecraft, which, I thought my wife was going to be like, take this Raspberry Pi crap out of the car. I don't know what it is, but here I get pictures from her of her playing Minecraft while waiting to pick up the kids at school. So there you go.
See, they call you Das Geek for a reason.
That's
You're the
right,
geek.
man. You got to geek out on it.
But I was watching, saw something on YouTube. The top 10 cars people will keep 15, 20 years plus.
Yeah.
He went down the top 10 list. Honda, Toyota, Honda, Toyota, Honda. There wasn't a single American car.
Yeah.
It's a shame,
that's what I had
man.
traded in. I traded in a GMC Acadia, and it
big one.
It had huge car. I live up in the mountains, so it kind of made sense. And it had 40,000 miles on it, and it felt like it had 150,000.
Oh my lord, really? That's a shame.
It's just, and that's kind of the whole deal with the American cars. You about get 100,000 miles out of them, and that's about it.
That's a shame. Yeah. Well, my Buick, to GM's credit, it's still running. It's a Buick Rendezvous. They stopped making them in '07, and you know what? It's quiet. I don't hear, the usual jingles and rattles, stuff falling apart. I don't hear that, so I'm like, cross my fingers. I'm lucky.
There you go, man. Yeah. You might have got a good one.
The car that replaces it, the Buick Enclave, which is even bigger, which is what I don't need. Consumer Reports tested it. They said it was overpriced. It wasn't a good value for the customer.
Gotcha.
The one that's loaded is like 50 grand. If you're gonna spend that kind of money, just gonna buy a Lexus. Buy the best of the best. I mean, I'm trying to be funny, but that's why if I buy American, I usually buy used, but not too used. That way, I pay what it's worth now and what it's worth down the line. But it's funny. I had the Toyota, 4 years, not a problem. When I had the Toyota, I traded my GM car for the Toyota. Mm-hmm. After I would get postcards in the mail. Come on down to ABC Auto. We will give you top dollar for your Toyota, your trade, your valued customer. Come on down. We'll give you $1,000 above book value for your Toyota or whatever it is.
Right.
And there I went. Well, 4 years later, I thought, I'm going to check out Buick. I wanted something more luxurious than what I had. So I bought the Buick. I traded in my Toyota. I got top dollar for my trade. When I bought the Buick, I'm like, I'm not hearing anything. No trade, no postcards. I'm like, God, it got awful quiet. What does that tell you?
Exactly. Well, so did the Godfather give you some money for the new car, or how does that work in the mob?
Yeah, Godfather Guido. He says, you buy the Buick, you take care of the family, okay?
So what do we got going in the news, man? Our topic is Facebook is finished.
Is
I really
Facebook
hope
finished?
so. I really hope so.
Oh, well, somebody else said it in the chat. I forgot who said it. I'm looking at the chat. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know who said it. Okay. All right. Let me turn down the music here.
I really hope it's finished, man.
Okay.
Hey Keegan, I'm up in Georgia mountains, to answer your question. Up in Georgia mountains, Blue Ridge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I've never been down that way. When I go south like Florida.
There you go. Yep.
You know, if I'm going to go, I might as well go all the way south.
Right.
All right. So once again, everybody, welcome to the chat. It's great to have you here for this Total OS Today live. Somebody says Total OS Tonight, Total Music Loud. I was playing music loud before, you know.
Right.
The music is from the YouTube audio library. It's safe. It's free to download. Check it out. They got hundreds of new tunes on there. They go by genre and stuff. Anyway, check it out. I use it sometimes for like background music, just to give it an extra personality to the live stream. So check that out. If you would like to support this link, or not this link, but this channel, check below in the show notes. I use PayPal right now exclusively. So, is Facebook finished? These are my thoughts about Facebook and us people in general. When I say us, I mean all of us, the human race. And I was thinking about it this week because I still use Facebook every day. I'm ashamed to admit it. But like before, I don't post really personal stuff. You know, I'll post like last week I went to my friends. We just got a brand new Brooklyn bagel shop, coffee. They serve espresso. One of my friends runs the franchise, and I took a picture of me. Like on the back wall, there's a wallpaper, a full wallpaper of the Brooklyn Bridge. Of course, I was born in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So I had my friend Amy take a picture of me with the backdrop of the Brooklyn Bridge. I thought it was cool, so I posted that. There was nothing overly sensitive about that, or like sensitive information, or, you know, personal. I mean, it was personal, but not that personal. So if Facebook is going to steal that data, I thought it was a good picture, so go for it, you know.
Right.
But putting that aside, what they done is wrong, and they admitted it. But here's the thing, and I thought about this all week, because look, if it's not Facebook, we use YouTube. We use Hangouts, we use Telegram, we use Discord, MySpace if they're still around. The list goes on and on and on. So why do human beings use those social services? Human beings are creatures of habit. There's a poem or a book, No Man is an Island. Okay, I think it was written 17th century. My history isn't quite right, but meaning that as humans, we are meant to, quote, socialize, not to be on an island for free. Especially if you've seen the Castaway movie, you don't want to be on an island for free with Tom Hanks. But no, we have to socialize. Think about it. Let's say we didn't talk to friends. We didn't talk to family. We didn't laugh. We didn't joke. We didn't cry. We didn't share our experiences. How would you feel as a human being? You wouldn't feel normal. No man is an island. Applications or software or platforms like Facebook, and maybe 20 years from now we'll have something called Big Book instead of Facebook. I don't know. Human beings will continue to do what they're doing now in spite of this so-called mistrust, privacy issue, because we have the need to not be alone on that island. Is that making sense?
Yeah, it does, but let's take it back a second to what you mentioned about, hey, you don't post much on Facebook, so therefore you're not too worried about what Facebook could do with it, because you might post a picture of a Brooklyn Bridge. Only once in a while you post a picture. But here's where I think a lot of people get tripped up, because Facebook is not just tracking you based on what you're posting. Facebook is tracking you based on who you're interacting with, what they post about you, and when you leave Facebook, say you put Facebook Messenger on your phone or anything else, they are also tracking where you go after you leave Facebook. What do you look for? They're also taking all of this technology and metadata, and they are siphoning it all together into a picture that I guarantee you they know more about you than your wife, girlfriend, spouse, whomever you consider to be close to you knows about you. They are basically the modern day version of trash diggers. They go through your trash and find all your bills. They know what money you owe when you search because you had a medical issue and all this. So a lot of people go, okay, fine. So I still don't care because I don't do anything wrong. And that's the scary part as well, because it's not just what is done today, it's what will happen tomorrow when medical companies, just like when insurance companies said, hey, just install this device in your car, we can track how fast you go and we'll give you a discount. Well, imagine health insurance companies telling, you know, people, well, I can't cover you anymore because we found out you searched for all of these rare diseases and you probably have a problem with it, or you took these vitamins, or your father searched for this, so therefore it runs in your family. I mean, it just keeps going down and down the rabbit's hole. So that's the scary part to me. It's not just, you know, a lot of people use Facebook very small and they think they're safe, but you're not. You are literally still giving everything you do after you leave Facebook still back to Facebook, whether directly or not, because they have so many affiliate companies as well. So you start using Google and stuff, they're all sharing this information.
It's not only Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said last week, well, you know what? Maybe they should give us a cut of the piece of the action. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to sell, like, give me 10%. You know, if you're going to treat me like a WHORE, I won't say the word, bribe me for it, so to speak, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we need the mafia back, you know, to go to Facebook headquarters and say you're going to give the people back some money. But
no, Facebook is not being respectful to the family, okay?
Exactly, man. I think Facebook is an absolute disaster. I think Mark Zuckerberg, you know, companies like Google have stretched what they should be doing. They've gone too far in certain cases, but this Facebook's sole purpose is to just get as much data as they can on you, which we were kind of okay with. But then when you find out what we all suspected could be true, that they're selling all this data, they're allowing people to scrape this data, we're being manipulated by governments, this is a dangerous weapon now. It's a weapon. I mean, you've got government investing their money in it to weaponize it against populations. And by the way, it looks like it worked. I don't care what political side you fall on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The weapon worked. It manipulated people.
During the last election in the States, there was fake news on both sides. Okay?
Exactly.
Somebody would post something because you preferred her or you preferred him, and they would post something ridiculous. I'm like, she really did that? So I looked it up. No, she didn't. Now, she may have said something else.
That's the key right there that you did that 90% of the people don't do. How many times on your Facebook, because I used to have it years ago. I haven't been on it in years, and I refuse to ever get a Facebook again. But when I was on it years ago, I used to see people constantly post stuff like, you know, some random quote that sounds good, and it was from Gandhi. And then you go look it up, and Gandhi never said that. But people are one of the first things you learn in college is to go do your research and find actual of course I can't think of the name for actual sources for your data, and people don't do that on Facebook though. They just assume if their friend posts it, well, it's got to be true. Gandhi said that. Right. That is part of the manipulation, right?
Steven Anderson says, make them an offer they can't refuse.
My man. We're relying on you, Toss.
So I'll have to call Uncle Guido in Sicily. He'll call Mark and say, Mark, we got a little problem with the family. We're going to change Facebook to Family Book, okay? Make it respectful. Oh, man. Steven, you're right. If of course that organization doesn't have the power, I'm not saying that it should come back or nothing, but the one thing about that organization, they were truthful. If they liked you, they really liked you. They would tell you to your face. Book. If they didn't like you, they would also tell you to your face or with the trunk. It's hard to believe that that's more respectful, that type of business, than what you have now, it seems.
I want to, at the end of this show, I want the whole idea to be you agreed to delete your Facebook account.
Well, look.
Because you've got to. I mean, you've got to stand up. You know, you've got to stand up and say, this is enough, you know?
Well, I mean, I have sort of stood up in the past, sort of. I think I mentioned I had Patreon. And then, remember when they changed their contribution, how you, quote, donate or give to a channel to someone. So if you gave $1, they charge you $1.33. I canceled my Patreon like that. A week later, they said, "We're so sorry, come back." I'm like, no, I'm done. I might go back, but so I did stand up for my principle then, because they were ripping off people. Not ripping off their data, or they were attempting to rip off people. They changed their mind, thank God.
Right.
Here's the thing about Facebook. The idea behind Facebook or MySpace or whatever you use, the idea or the fundamental core technology of that makes sense. Connect with your friends,
Sure.
right? Connect with your like this. This is connecting,
Yep.
But I'm not selling your data. I'm not.
Right.
We're just sharing our personalities or our opinions. So the core technology, like Windows 10, the core technology works. It's the politics that always seems to get in the way. Human beings, in general, they suck at politics. They just suck. Because when I go voting, I vote the person. I don't vote the party. It could be a Republican, it could be a Dem, it could be an independent, it could be another party I never heard of. I vote the person. I look for the values of that person. Are you going to be a good father or a good mother? Do you believe, in fair taxes and all this? I try to leave the politics, even though we are involved in politics as a country. I try to leave the politics out of it.
Right.
Facebook probably started off with good intentions.
Absolutely.
I don't know. But they said, hey, this is working. We're getting millions and now billions of people on. Oh, we can make $1 gazillion if we share your data? Why not? Hence the politics. It is, I suppose it had to be, because it's what corporations are. They're in the business to make money. But I had a friend of mine, the priest in Florida, and I'll never forget this. He says, "Let me tell you something." And he was an elder. They call him an elder. Companies, and we're talking about car companies, but companies, they have a right to make a profit. They absolutely 100% have a right to make a profit, because if they make a profit, they'll pay their employees, maybe offer health insurance. So it's not all bad. Mm-hmm. They have a right to make a profit, but he said they don't have a right to rape you. I'll never forget that statement coming from a guy from church, And in a sense, our data is being raped. And yeah, okay, you can delete Facebook, move on to something else. But right now, and I'll talk about some alternatives. I haven't seen any viable alternatives. There's something called Mastodon. In principle, in theory, it's great. But I'm like, you called it Mastodon? It sounds like Master Dawn. Like the mafia. I'm like, oh my God, people.
So I mean, here's the thing. I just want to go back, because a lot of people are commenting, including DistroTube and others, saying, "Well, hey, I post a lot of fake stuff, so it's the joke's on them." And again, I just want to go back to the point that that's what a lot of people believe, and they're very wrong. If you log into your Facebook account, when you log out, it is still tracking where you're going. There's a thing called fingerprinting. Look it up. Mm-hmm. And what fingerprinting is basically they use all of this information from the sites that you go to, the places that you log into, and they're all interconnected in the back end. That's why you had so many people who were scraping information from Facebook and everything else, and all the friends that post about you and other things, and they put it together so that you think they're dumb, and they're like, "Oh, you got me. You posted a bunch of fake stuff on there." They're not stupid. This is their business. This is what they do all day long, is figure out how to get the most accurate information on you possible. They're more sophisticated than the FBI and the CIA in getting this information off of you. Believe me, you're not fooling anybody by posting fake information, because the second you log in, they have your computer's ID, and then they're following that computer everywhere that it goes after that. So unless you're using a VPN and a Tor browser 24/7, good luck to you. Facebook knows about you and has your information.
Right.
And that's the scary thing. But yes, going back to what you said about Mastodon, I've looked at Mastodon. It was supposed to be, I think, like an open source alternative to social networking. And it's kind of cool, but it's kind of dead. And isn't that the problem with most of these social networks? Like I can't build an audience on Mastodon. Most people like me and you who have channels, and I have a podcast and everything else that we do, Destination Linux. We want to advertise that. Well, I can't advertise that on a platform that I have 20 people following. I got 5,000 on Twitter. So how do you balance that, right?
So, I mean, Facebook started off as a nobody, right? Just like MySpace and the rest. But they built the audience. So I guess the question is it possible nowadays? Let's say you are a YouTuber. Let's say you have 1 million subscribers or more, big names on YouTube. Would they have a shot? Let's say they wanted to create a Facebook type of platform. Considering they have 1 million plus, would that be enough today? Or just having subscribers like that is not enough because of the control Facebook has over us?
Yeah, if you could probably get a big enough name, they could probably draw some people. Like if you took, for instance, a Miley Cyrus that has, 14 million people following her. And she said, well, I'm going to go create my own version of Facebook. The problem is most of these people aren't intelligent themselves when it comes to privacy. And they probably would create a platform that was worse than Facebook. Meaning anybody who would have the knowledge to be like, I want this to be private and secure and help people, probably doesn't have enough followers to drive that, right? I mean,
all right. Here's another question. Can a platform that might replace Facebook, we'll call it Family Book. I just like the name of Family Book.
I like Family Book.
I like Family Book, yeah.
Maybe we start this afterwards.
Hey, man. Family Book, starring Toss and Das. Can a possible replacement for Facebook be profitable without doing what Facebook is doing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, how?
DuckDuckGo is a perfect example of a company that's capable of being profitable while not stealing your information. DuckDuckGo says, hey, when you're searching for stuff on our internet site, we don't care what you search for. We're going to throw ads out there that are relevant to the keywords that you put in, that don't track back to a single user, and you get the information. Facebook has an amazing platform. It's like television, except they even have a more focused platform, but that's not good enough. They have to invade your life, basically, instead of just, imagine if Facebook just fed you the same ads, except it didn't have to use your personal data to throw it in there. It was just random ads. It would probably be pretty effective. They could still make money off it. YouTube does the, similar things there, although YouTube, you got Google and all that. But DistroTube asked me, how do I know how many fans Miley Cyrus has? I am not embarrassed to say Miley Cyrus is amazing, and obviously I follow her on Twitter.
She was Hannah Montana, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I used to crack a joke years ago. One of my friends says, does your boy watch Hannah Montana? I said, he watched Tony Montana, man. Forget Hannah Montana. He was like, Hannah Montana says, hello, man. No, but that's a different story altogether. Yeah, and there was a Hannah Montana Linux, right? Still was. I don't know.
Greatest Linux ever made, man.
Yes, for all the Hannah Montana fans. All right, so quick poll here in the chat. Is Facebook finished? Just, yeah. Do you think it's finished or will be finished? I'll give you my final thoughts about Facebook being finished soon. But just put a yes or no, or you could say maybe. Then we'll talk to some possible alternatives. Mention Mastodon. There's others out there, maybe. But that's the poll. Do you think Facebook is finished or will be finished?
It's such a hot topic, right?
Anthony says no.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. Yeah.
I don't think it's finished. People don't care enough, and they don't know enough about what these companies are doing to even understand how it's going to impact.
Well, here's the thing. You and I can talk about this until we're blue in the face. Yeah. They will continue to do it because it's not their fault, because there really is no truly viable alternative to Facebook now. We could talk about some others here. Anthony says, is Skype finished? No, actually, the latest updates for Skype for both Linux and Windows are pretty good. I use Skype to call my dad in Rome. Call him in Italy. It works. I don't use it all the time. But, I mean, I don't know. Is Skype more private than Facebook? I don't have a clue, to be quite honest. All I know is that it works. I was looking at Facebook. Their stock price still is like $150 a share. Doesn't seem like that they're finished.
Yeah.
If we go by strictly Wall Street or go by, you know,
The
dinero.
sad thing is Europe will probably protect its citizens. It sounds like they're doing a lot, and the U.S. will care less. And so I think, you know, ultimately, no, Facebook's not going to be finished. There's no good alternative to there. I think they're going to have to change the way they do things in Europe and other places because they actually protect their citizens. And here we don't give a crap and whatever.
Well, I mean, Joe says the reason why Facebook is finished is because there's a sucker born every minute. But once again, we talked about no man is an island. If the person wants to socialize, why should that person be punished to be? Why should that person be punished to be told not to use Facebook because of what Facebook is doing and not what the person's doing? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to defend Facebook. I'm just saying it's human nature to socialize.
Sure.
To not be an island. I don't know. I don't think they're finished today, tomorrow, or next year. But giants will fall.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time. Sneaky came in the house. Sneaky Linux, welcome. Facebook is on the way down for younger peeps, but now it's mainly used by oldies, as they say. They will be still... Oh, okay. They hit the dirt, but as for the rest of you,
that's actually true. They've lost a lot of their younger base, but here's here's something to keep in mind. The younger base has gone to a platform called Instagram, which is, guess who owns Instagram?
Facebook.
so while the young people thought they escaped, they're in the same pool of bullcrap.
Oh man. I think I have an Instagram account. I don't think I've posted a single thing on Instagram, to be quite honest. In fact, I don't use a lot of cloud-based service. I have Drive and Dropbox. I use it occasionally, again, out of convenience. I don't think I have 500 megabytes used on each one, to be quite honest. Alternatives. Mastodon. We talked about what's up with Mastodon? Why do you think? Well, the name isn't now all that great. But that doesn't seem like it's caught on to replace or even attempt to replace Facebook. What do you think about Mastodon, real quick?
Well, I mean, Mastodon to me is more of a competitor to Twitter than it is to Facebook. And based on that, you know, the platform, when you compare it to Facebook, is rather weak in comparison for the options. You know, I haven't been to Facebook in forever, but I think they had all the games and kind of social, you know, ways of bringing people together, where Twitter is more you just, you know, 250 character type thing. I don't know if Mastodon has a limit on the characters, but it's set up kind of that same way. And so, you know, I don't know. It's neat, and I wish more people would use it. But again, if you're on the most secure social network in the world that has 40 people on it, have you really gained anything?
That's the problem. There's safety in numbers, and 40 people is not safety meaning that it can continue, thrive, survive. That's what I mean by say, you know.
Yep.
But you're right. If you have 40 people and you need at least a few 100 million or 100 million, what's the point of being secure if nobody's paying attention?
Yeah. I have no idea how many users they have. I was making a joke. They may very well have 100,000 people, but compared to Facebook, it's a drop in the bucket, right?
I thought about looking into Mastodon, but I'm like, really? Mastodon? That's the best name you come up with?
Yeah.
I didn't try. Maybe that's wrong attitude, but it's just the way I am. All right, so what else is out there? Telegram. What about Telegram?
I like Telegram. Telegram's interesting. I think it's yet to be seen how much they're going to keep people's privacy into consideration, but many people are starting to use it for groups, almost like a replacement for IRC chat in a way. A lot of support Linux groups and things on there. Of course, we have Destination Linux Telegram out there where people talk and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's an interesting social chat room.
Yeah.
But I don't know that people would consider it a direct way to compete with Facebook or Twitter.
Okay. What do we have? Discord.
Interesting one, yeah. Your gaming network, right? So definitely going to draw your younger crowd. Play games with your friends. Post stuff on there, but not really Facebooky. But that's a good one, man. Discord could do it, right? They could come in there, especially as many gamers and young crowd as they've pulled in, and build something unique there. Kind of like Twitch has slowly gone after YouTube.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see here on my list here. So we talked about Mastodon. Cobalt, I just use Reddit for my social. I don't use Reddit and not interested in anything else. Anyways, not sure how private Reddit is. I have no idea.
So
Mumble?
Reddit was kind of based on the idea of being private for a while, but
Okay.
I think they're supposedly supposed to still be, but they were based off the concept of kind of 4chan, which is, you know, the armpit of the internet, a horrible place to go,
Okay.
where you can do anything. And the whole idea was in fact, the hacker group Anonymous kind of comes from the 4chan idea, right?
Okay.
The reason their name's Anonymous is because everybody in 4chan's anonymous. But Reddit kind of started out that way. And then you started having to log in and create user IDs and provide profile information. And then they had big advertisers come in. And by the way, I think it's the 7th most visited site, period. So, I mean, it's pretty popular. But it's not a social network. It's a news feed place. So
Sneaky says Discord is what Skype should be. I've looked at Discord. It doesn't quite seem as user-friendly as Skype. In other words, there's more to Discord. Not necessarily that it's bad.
yeah.
But Skype is more streamlined, maybe too streamlined. But I kind of like being minimalistic sometimes. What do you think between Discord and Skype?
I mean, I'm a Discord person all the way, but I agree with exactly what you said. That when you first get into Discord, you're like, what am I doing here? Who's this person that invited me to whatever this is?
Right.
How do I interact? Oh, I have some of the things that bad in Discord is like your mic will be on and you're in a room with the mic and you don't realize it. There's some interface issues they've had to work through over the years, but it's gotten better. But Skype's easier. I think Discord ultimately is better.
Okay. There is an app, I think it's for iPhones and Android, friendly for Facebook. Have you heard of it? All right, let me read it here. I don't have it. Best Facebook alternative app, light and fast, over 10 million downloads. That's a lot. Friendly for Facebook. Friendly is the most complete and light Facebook alternative, built as an extension of the light Facebook mobile website. It preserves your battery, storage, and data, while giving you back control over your news feed. Let me read some more. It sounds good so far. No need to download another Facebook Messenger app. You can chat and message your Facebook friends right within Friendly. Facebook video download, customize your Facebook news feed. So it says here at the end why you'll love Friendly. Download videos, take control of your news feed, sort your news feed, block FB ads, no need for another Facebook Messenger app, secure your account with fingerprint and passcode lock. I'm not sure how that would work. Maybe you know. Quickly switch between multiple Facebook accounts. Okay. So, best Facebook Lite app, don't settle for anything less. Okay. I don't know. That sounds pretty good.
Like an interface to Facebook, and you'd have to trust that company that they're not doing the exact same thing, right? Because they're just, I mean, and even if they're not doing the same thing, Facebook's still getting that data. That just more looks like an organizer, right? To
I haven't tried it. I mean, they put up the good talk, but can they walk the walk?
Right. And if it's free, that would be the number one. People are saying that in chat. I think Joe is, and I agree with that. If it's free and it's not an open source project, yeah, you should probably be scared of it.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What else do I have?
That's kind of how they got us, didn't they? If you think, do you remember the day when Google released Gmail?
Oh man.
So it was quite fascinating because before Yahoo was kind of the big mail place, right?
Yes.
Where most people had their mail.
Yes.
And if you remember, you would go over a certain, I think it was like 500 megabytes. You had to pay Yahoo money.
Okay.
To get storage.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes this company, Gmail. Now, some people were talking about using their search engine and stuff, but if you think back, they put this, when you first logged into Gmail, you had to invite your friends to it. You couldn't just join it. Your friends had to invite you. So they created their own little social network of making people spread it, right? Genius. Mm-hmm. But then it had a counter on there that kept counting of how much space it's going to give you. And it was free. And it went up to a gig, and 2 gigs, and 3 gigs, and days went by, and days by, and it just kept counting and counting all this free space.
Yeah.
And so we all said, oh my gosh, we're getting all this for free. And we had no idea of what we were selling on the back end. And that free is what made us do all of this. The Facebook being free, the Google being free. I would much rather pay $4.99 a month for a social network than have a free one.
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah.
at least I know you're not stealing my data, and I can just
Right.
sit there and hang
Yeah.
out with you and not worry about our conversation being recorded for the next 400 years, you know?
And we can finally say enough.
Enough.
Stop doing, yeah. If I was gonna start something, a fight, no. Start a social. You talking to me? No. I would probably call it Family Book. It sounds pretty much simple.
Sounds
safe.
innocent.
But I think you have to be honest up front. I'm not sure how you would do it, but let's say we will call it Family Book. And our number one goal is to replace Facebook, or our number one goal is to be the most secure, friendly social media platform on planet Earth. That's a lofty goal.
Yeah.
That's why we call it Family Book, because we're all part of one family, the human family. Sounds fair, but you got to be honest up front and say, our goal is to make this self-sufficient, this platform self-sufficient, and becomes by you people. Meaning, okay, we will have ads to help pay for this. We will kind of like NPR, you know.
Sure.
I don't know if you watch, you know, when it's
Absolutely.
funded by the people. I think that's how you would have to do a Family Book versus just be upfront with the people and say, in return, if you support us, we will support you and never, ever, ever sell your data without upfront knowledge. An example would be, hey Toss, we noticed you've been using Family Book like 7 days a week for the last 3 months. Do we have your permission to share your data to target special ads for you? I think that's fair. You can say either yes, say yes or no. How does that sound as an alternative to security issues? In other words, just send me an email or something, you know, and say, look, this is a program that we have. Would you want to participate or not? If you want to, great. If not, that's cool also. The point is to be upfront and don't hide anything. Do you think that might work? Or is it just too...
Yeah, I think it definitely could. I mean, you're basically creating a model where you're saying we're going to, you know, let people control the technology and not the other way around. And the people have the say of what they want to sell. Maybe their little perks that they get or credits they get towards a game if they say yes. Who knows?
Okay.
But, you know, I think something like that could work. I think, you know, the problem that people are going to run into is, again, how do you get all your friends? Let's say you start the most beautiful platform tomorrow. How do you get all these, frankly, ignorant people, ignorant because they don't think about these things, to even care enough to move over to that platform? Because they're like, well, you know, my best friend and my high school friends and my friends from 85 that I've never just talked to in 30 years, but at least they're on my Facebook, and somehow that makes me feel comfortable. They won't move over to that new platform, so I'm not going to either. And I think eventually, you know, people thought MySpace would never die, and it did. So yeah, it's possible that a platform like that could come out and take it out.
Okay, so the thing, but how did Facebook do it? How do they come from nothing to upset MySpace? How did they do it? They started with the seed, plant the seed, you know, starting off with a great name, Facebook. But there's more to it than that. So how did they do it? Was it just plain luck, marketing, lying? I don't know.
As I understand it, there's a lot of rumors that, you know, the ideas were stolen from other students and things like that. But irregardless of if it was stolen or it was his, my understanding is it spread through college, and they used back then something that Google used, which was the invite-only link. So you've got this college club going on, and that was my understanding of how it happened. So everyone wanted to be a part of this college club. Well, then everyone started inviting their friends who weren't in college, and then the friends who weren't in college were like their parents, wanting to tell their parents about it so that their parents would stop IMing them and calling them and could just look on their Facebook to see what they're doing. And so it kind of spread naturally, and it was the cool thing, whereas MySpace, you know, I guess it just stopped being cool. And I think maybe we'll get to the point where Facebook stops being cool, which kind of has, but now that's Instagram's the replacement, and it's owned by Facebook. So now you have two. You've got a situation where they've almost built a social network monopoly, right?
Yeah, it's almost like, you know what? I don't like talking to the snake. Let me talk to the hungry tiger. I think that's better.
Right. That's perfect example.
So it comes down to, I guess, a combination of a catchy name. I think Family Book is great. That's
I like
just me.
Yeah.
Timing, luck, marketing,
Big time.
a personality, a face to put in front of that Family Book, right? Say, hey, welcome to the Total OS today / Family Book, you know. Put a face to that, put a voice to that, make it so that Family Book appears human, normal, and not just a bunch of zeros and ones, not a bunch of bits and bytes, you know. I don't know. That might be doable. I mean, I don't have 1 million subs, but if I did, I would look into that.
Yeah.
Because at least I would have a now look, 1 million subs out of 7 billion people is not, you know, you're still tiny, but that's a base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then it's like you said, the college crowd may spread it word of mouth. Just plain dumb luck. I don't know. But right now, I'm looking at these other alternatives here. Let me see here. All right, so we talked about
you know, thinking about this, I think one of the keys that could dethrone your Facebooks, your YouTubes, we tend to in society go in one big circle. We like to think we're really advanced from other generations, but the reality is it's one big circle.
Yes.
And when you look back in history, so right now everything's about censorship and being politically correct and blah blah blah, and all the colleges and safe spaces and all of this, and whatever your beliefs on that, I don't care. It's not the point of it. And eventually people are probably going to come full circle and say, oh my gosh, I miss the days when I could say what I want, when I could have some freedom. I'm looking for something less censored. And then at that point, if there was a platform available that would allow people to be more free again on the internet, that may be something that would dethrone a social network like an Instagram or Facebook.
Steve says the best place to be is right here on YouTube, not Facebook. For all those other YouTubers, is one of the most friendly places on the web. Yeah, I think there are a lot of friendly, quote, friendly channels today. And by the way, if I'm missing your questions or whatever, please post them again. I know, you know, Ryan and I are chatting, but if there's a question that you have or something that you want us to respond to, if it's okay, post it again. Hi, Rose. I just wrote down, amen, Steve. Yeah, I think Rose says Netscape Yahoo was before Google. Yeah, I think one of the reasons, look, when I started this channel last month was the 8-year anniversary. I had no idea I was going to be here 8 years on. I started it because back then, 8, 9, 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of good stuff for Linux on YouTube for newbies. And back in 06 when I started, I was a newbie.
Right.
You know, there just wasn't a good neutral information. Meaning that if a person only used Windows, and Windows is the best, well, duh, all he uses Windows. Same thing for Linux or Apple. I wanted a neutral view. So I thought to myself, well, I'm a Windows user, and I kind of like Linux. So let me tell you, the Windows user, why I, as a Windows user, love Linux. And that's how the channel started.
Nice.
It was back in 2010. Yeah, it makes sense to me, you know. Again, being part of that, no man has an island, being part of the family, as it were. So I started in 2010. I thought maybe I'll do this for a couple of years. I'll learn stuff and go on the way. It wasn't until a couple of years later where I met people like Spatry, IG, and the list goes on and on. I thought, well, this is kind of fun, so I'll keep doing it. So here I am 8 years later. I never would have imagined I would be here. But it's part of that quest for knowledge, you know. We want to learn. Thank you, Stephen. He says amen to me also. Thank you. It's part of that, you know, is there something better out there in terms of technology? I mean, people are people. There's going to be good and evil, you know. But when it comes to technology, there are alternatives to what you use. You don't have to use Windows. Now, maybe you're completely satisfied with Windows. Fine. Maybe you're not. Or maybe you never heard of Linux or you heard of it. You just wanted a straight answer. And And I think one of the reasons, another reasons why I'm here is that somebody said, I watch your channel because you see things in a neutral way. At least I try to. And I've always said, and they've always said, sorry, that I have that friendly voice, as it were. So I've been blessed with that. So, hey, boss, thank you. So here I am. But, you know, we need more of us, me, you, on these platforms. You know, that we treat people with respect. There's no such thing as a dumb question, as it were. If you have a question or a comment, we may not agree, but we'll answer it in a respectful way. And we're not going to treat you like a number like Facebook is.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. Cobalt says, I have a question. Okay, how can I have an auto-updating host file that downloads from a link and pushes it to your host file? I'm not exactly sure. I got a feeling Switch to Linux might know that answer, but he's also streaming, Cobalt. Do you know that, Ryan? How can I have
host file that downloads from a link and pushes to my host? I have no idea.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's something I've never done, so I won't even guess. Sorry, Cobalt. Yeah.
Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Possibly, yeah. So we go back to how people want to be treated. You know, give them an answer, but answer. Don't, like, if they ask a question that you don't like, not responding is not an option. Respond to them. Like I just responded to the question. I really don't know, but I responded. I don't let that person hang, as it were. So, all right. So, getting back to what we were talking about here. All right, we talked about okay, Telegram. Let me move down the list here. Let's see, Signal. I've heard of it. Have you heard of it? Is a much more privacy-focused messaging app is Signal, the platform of choice for the NSA. Oh, for NSA whistleblower. Sorry. Edward Snowden.
Edward Snowden uses it. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Now I get. Okay. I was gonna say it's the platform for them. Oh, it's
not
the
really a social network. It's a messaging platform, kind of like a WhatsApp, which I think is owned by Facebook too. No.
Okay. So like Signal.
But in any case, it's a messaging app that encrypts your messages as you send them. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, what else do I have here? And if you find something else, let me know, Ryan. Threema. T like three and then a ma. Threema. No phone number is needed to join the platform, meaning you don't need to give your phone number to someone. I think that's the number one reason why I didn't join Telegram. Why do you want my phone number?
Yeah.
Just personal, you know. Well, am I right or wrong? I mean, wait a minute.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
That's why I've enjoyed, you know, because Rocco mentioned you should join. It probably sounds like fun, but why should I give my phone number? You know. Okay, what else do we have here?
Threema was another messaging app. So I guess if you consider, I guess it can be kind of a social network just to message with people, right?
Okay. Okay. Does anybody in the audience have an alternative? Yeah. Let's see, what else do I have? A more promising prospect is Vero. V-E-R-O. I haven't heard of that one.
That sounds like the Reddit alternative, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
No, it's not. I don't know what Vero is.
Vero is ad-free and follows a subscription-based business model. Okay. All right, let's move on. Oh, I've heard of this, Minds. Privacy-focused social network, Minds. I think Quidsup may use that. He posts that sometimes, this channel, which received an endorsement from the most private of individuals, a member of the anonymous activist group. Okay.
Like Mimes, like
M-I-N-D-S. Minds.
Oh, Minds. Oh, okay. I thought Mimes.
Yeah, try that. Take a look at Minds as your mind. Yes. I only have one mind. I had two, but I had to sell one. No, I'm just kidding. But billing itself as both a social network and a digital wallet. Minds allows its users to earn cryptocurrency by creating original content for the site. I don't know about cryptocurrency.
Okay, this is kind of cool because it says it's scalable, free, and open source.
Okay.
So, you know, that could be an interesting social platform. And you can earn Bitcoin, which might not be worth much soon.
I don't know. Right. I'm looking at Minds. I mean, Quid's up. I think Quid's up you, and he's security conscious 100%. So if he uses it, I trust Minds.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we have.
I'm gonna bookmark that one. That one's
yeah,
neat.
Minds. I'll have to check into it. Minds. Diaspora. Diaspora.
Neosporin.
Yeah, Neosporin. Yeah, I cut myself. No, but Diaspora. It sounds like if you have diarrhea, use Diaspora. No, but
Yeah,
sorry.
like, I'm
sorry.
Sounds
I couldn't
chronic.
resist. Sorry. Yeah. No, but it's DIASP. Sorry, Diaspora developer. I'm just being silly. DIASPORA. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about it. Diaspora.
Couldn't help you.
Excuse me. And something called Ello. 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 Again, I'm thinking of Jello.
Hello.
Hello. Like
New
hello.
York
Oh,
way to
I
say
see. Like
hello.
if you're Italian. Hey,
Yeah.
hello. Hello, paisan. Hey, hello, Ryan. How are you? Hey. I don't use the H. I use hello. So the latter has since pivoted from a Facebook-style service to one that more closely resembles Pinterest. Ah. Okay.
Yeah, this is
so,
that kind of artist, dedicated, creative type stuff, which, you know,
Okay.
is fine,
Okay.
but I don't know you're going to get the masses into
Okay.
that.
All right.
I don't see you drawing pictures and posting them on LO anytime.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's see here. And I think. Oh, they mentioned Firefox's extension Facebook Container and Ghostery to limit Facebook's ability to track you. I use Ghostery here and there. I don't know how effective it is, but of course the question is how effective is Tor? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, how do you test it? Right?
The problem with Tor, I mean, well, the interesting thing about Tor is this. Tor has obviously a heavy track record of people doing, you know,
Yes.
obviously not everybody who uses Tor does things that are illegal, but a lot of people who do
Yes.
illegal things also use the Tor browser.
Yes.
It has a heavy reputation of obviously keeping many people safe while using
Okay.
the browser. There are also many stories of people getting caught. Generally, when you look into those stories of people getting caught in Tor, it's because they go into Tor and they log into their Facebook account. So now they have, or they log into their Google account. So now that Tor has been compromised by fingerprinting once again, and they can trace it back to the person. So if you use Tor properly, it's very safe. If you don't use Tor properly, it's just like anything else.
Okay. What's the other one for Linux that keeps you anonymous? Tails? Is that what it's called?
Tails,
I think?
yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Is Ghostery better one? This is from Cobalt. He's using Disconnect. I don't know. I don't looked into these. I use Ghostery because I think somebody recommended it. Again, if it's not something I personally test to try to get in, if I don't want to give the wrong advice, as it were. Steven says Ghostery is good. I use Privacy Badger. Yes. I guess if it's approved by Edward Snowden, it's got to be good.
There you go. I mean, it is kind of the guy who's brought all this to a head, right?
Right.
Now, Anna in your chat has insulted me. Go ahead and ban her and never let her in your chat again.
Anna-Rita, what's the matter with you? What's the matter? You want me to call Sicily? Hi, Anna.
Anna, how you doing?
Hello. Anna, what do you think about this whole Facebook thing? We've been talking about it now for about a half hour or so.
Kill it with fire. That's my word.
Yeah. So, we're trying to find a viable. Hi, Rick. We're trying to find a viable alternative to Facebook, and so unless I missed something. Oh, okay. What about MySpace? Could they possibly make a comeback?
Wouldn't that be interesting, right?
Yeah.
You know how old things come back into fashion again, like the bell-bottom jeans, all that stuff. Maybe we bring MySpace back around. You know what's funny is I even heard some of my wife's friends talking about MySpace recently, like reminiscing on it,
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's kind of something where MySpace could be like, hey, we're back and we're private. Imagine that,
How's that for a market? In fact, if they could call it MyFace. Hey,
you might be able to buy MySpace right now for about $20 and do this.
Wow. Imagine if that came back because they were more upfront,
Yeah.
secure on it. Look, I remember MySpace being simple,
It was cool.
non-threatening.
You remember
It was
you could
cool.
make little audio when people came to your page. You'd play
Yeah.
some music so they know about you. What's going on,
Yeah.
Rick?
Yeah. I mean, I think my friend on YouTube, Stephanie Forian, I think I mentioned her more than once. But hi, Stephanie. She writes all of her own music. I think she used to post on Facebook, some of her stuff to try to get attention, as an artist. But yeah, I guess you can do that on Facebook too if you want to.
Yeah.
But
MySpace definitely had that cool ability to really customize your page and make it a unique landing point for people. Whereas today you go onto Facebook, there's really nothing customized that I remember anyways about your page. It was just kind of like a feed of what your friends are saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you might be onto something here, Toss.
That might be a topic for a future live cast. Replace Facebook with MySpace.
It might be a penny stock right now.
MySpace, you guys, if you're listening, this may be your chance. But you got to be upfront.
That's right.
You got to be upfront how it works, how you're going to make money to keep the platform going. And don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask for help, for money, don't be afraid to ask. But in return, what are you going to do for me and for the people? Be upfront. And it may not work, but at least you're being honest upfront. Say, hey, this is how we do things. If you don't like it, you can go back to Facebook.
Here's the $1 billion deal. We bring through your connections.
Yeah.
Right? Via VPN and DuckDuckGo together to a table with the MySpace owners, and we say, hey, Pia's going to invest, DuckDuckGo is going to invest in a social network. Now we have two trusted privacy enthusiasts who've invested heavily in the open source market with a proven track record of caring about us, running the social network.
It's like, hey, we're going to bring the heads of the 5 families. We're going to bring in DuckDuckGo.
We're going to make him an offer. You can't even say that now.
We're going to bring in Start Page. We're going to bring the heads of the 5 families. We're going to make an offer to Facebook you can't refuse. Because if they refuse, we might call it dead book. Hey, but I'm being no.
Yeah. But, they have a headless duck in their bed when they wake up. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Oh, God, would that be something? I'm just kidding, NSA. Okay. I'm just kidding. Yes.
He's partially joking. If you ever seen Boardwalk Empire, it's his family.
I know speak English. I don't know them. I know what you mean. Yeah, Anna Rita says, I got the connections, man. I still get a kick out of Scarface, Tony Montana, Al Pacino, great. Say hello to my little friends. He said years ago, that line was ad-libbed. It wasn't in the script. He just came out and they kept shooting the film, and it's classic. Anyway,
absolutely.
Check out Scarface. Warning: it is a violent movie. It's not for kids. Start Page is Google service, I believe, Rose. Start Page is Google service? I don't think so. Is it?
I'm sure they're all owned by some big company at the end of the day. Kind of like the food companies in the U.S. Like it all links back to Frito-Lay somehow, or Nestle or whatever.
Cobalt says we call it Duck Space. I like that. Okay. Anna Rita's trying to be funny here.
Man,
but
she's really poking, right? That I'm a Google lover.
Anna Rita, hey.
I'm not a Google lover. That's just not true. Fake news.
I use Google, but I don't love Google, man. Not for me, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Steve Winkler says hello. Hello, Steve. Welcome. You're a little late to the stream. They're disrespectful to the family. And I'm just kidding, but Start Page. Yeah, I think Switch to Linux uses Start Page search.
Nice.
I used it sometimes. The one thing about DuckDuckGo, it doesn't quite give the amount of results that I'm looking for, as in, say, Google. Have you noticed that?
I mean, there are times where I will go to an alternate like Google or Bing or something to do a search, but I would say 90% of the time I find it in DuckDuckGo exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Only about 10% of the time do I have to go somewhere else and find. Okay. And generally that 10% is when I'm looking for something very specific, like an error code that I came across or something that DuckDuckGo's not as good to. But for major topics, it does a fantastic job.
All right, so we mentioned Tor, but does it defeat the purpose to use Tor and then use Google as a search engine? Or are you protected enough, or not really?
Depends if you sign in. right? If
Ah.
you could use Tor and use Google just fine, but what most people do because they want their
Uh,
bookmarks and links and everything else
yeah.
is,
Okay.
or they
Yeah.
want to check their Gmail account as they sign in, and at that point, your Tor browser is now completely worthless.
Okay. Cobalt says Start Page's proxy thing is too dang slow, like 30 seconds to open a picture for me. I don't know. That is slow if that's the way it works. I hope it's not 30 seconds. Anyway, Joe says Start Page is a privacy-focused search engine founded in New York. New York, of course. See, and launched on the web in 1998. I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. So I'm looking at the comments here. Again, do you guys see any alternative for Facebook? Something you may have tried or maybe something in the future? It sounds like almost everybody here wants an alternative. Just like you have an alternative to Windows, which is Linux or some Linux distros for newbies. It sounds like people want an alternative to Facebook, but they want a viable alternative to Facebook, and that I think, like me and Ryan are saying, it's not there. Use Proton. Yes, Proton Mail is good. Then Gmail, it's good. Most of the time, Google detects Tor exit node, and thus Tor browser makes it hard to use Google directly. Okay.
I use Proton Mail, Anarita. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't use free stuff as much as possible anymore. I will pay for things to be private and safe. Especially like I have a Gmail account that I use for junk mail. So
Okay.
Proton's for my personal stuff
Yeah.
that I don't want leaked. And they have their servers outside the U.S. in countries that have better privacy, much better privacy laws, and I think Switzerland. So I feel pretty safe. Proton Mail is definitely a good one. Not a social network though.
No. For an email client, from what I read, it seems. I mean, I just haven't used it yet. See, I'm just checking another link here. All right, nothing there. No, it's funny because years ago I thought I would use a fake email, and I should have known better. But I thought of something of a username for email, something semi-pornographic, and it was used already. Oh, of course,
Of course,
what was I? Of
best
course,
name out there.
you know. So what I did, I reversed the first and last name, and it worked.
There you go. You found a way around it.
Cobalt, you want a YouTube alternative? Boy, that's another discussion. Right now, Amazon's got a shot for
Twitch.
a YouTube alternative. All right, Twitch, but I mean a massive scale. Amazon has the resources. They can do it, and it would make sense because they could plug in deals of the day with YouTube or something like YouTube, or I'll call it Amazon Tube.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret, Toss.
Yeah.
They're already doing it because they own Twitch. They just bought them about a year ago.
Okay.
And what you've seen happen on Twitch is now Amazon Prime is integrated with Twitch.
It is. Okay. All right.
So now
okay.
if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription to one of the gaming channels. But here's where they're going after YouTube directly. Now you have talk shows on Twitch section. Now you have news sections in there. Now you have esports on there. Now you have television that they've added. You have a tech section. They are not only going after YouTube, they're on the throat of YouTube grabbing it, because much like Facebook is for our generation and Instagram's for the younger generation, YouTube is for the older generation now, and Twitch is the newer generation.
So is it truly a viable alternative to YouTube? Because I don't.
Well, if you look at, for instance, it depends on what you're going to base it on. I mean, if you look at the social platforms and how many viewers they're drawing at a time, they're new. For instance, they ran an esports campaign that had for Blizzard ran it. That had 150,000 live viewers. When's the last time you saw 150,000 live viewers anywhere in YouTube?
Wow.
That's amazing, right? Simultaneous live viewers. So they're drawing the crowds and they're drawing the talent. I think Twitch could really be at YouTube's throat right now.
Okay, so does Twitch? How does a content creator make money? Do they allow AdSense, PayPal links or Patreon or shirts? Is that allowed?
Yeah, they run ads on your. So you could actually be using Restream right now and be streaming to YouTube and Twitch
Oh.
simultaneously, which would be really cool.
Oh.
And what happens is you become an affiliate at first, so people can subscribe, and you get like $1 out of the $5. But then once you become, you actually get, I think it's 100 or 200 regular people viewing you. Then you get partnered, and then you make $250 out of every $5. And it's made lots of millionaires. And then you make money every time you run ads, and they have you choose if you want to run the ads during your show.
Okay.
And then you could sell shirts, and of course you still get your YouTube revenue. So they're double dipping on everybody, which is really it, man.
All right, so Restream, does that cost, that app, that service?
I don't think it costs any money. I think they have tiers where you can pay for extra services, but I think you could do it. The free portion allows you to do that without any.
So Restream is an app. Is it for Linux or just Windows? Or
you can do it in Linux. Yep. Zeb does Restream for his trucking and all that stuff. He does Twitch and YouTube.
And you could simultaneously. I could be doing this on Twitch and YouTube.
And because the traffic goes through Restream, it has no impact on your speed.
Ah.
It's kind of cool. So you're sending it to Restream, and Restream's sending it out to YouTube and Twitch. So because of that, you're not having the impact of trying to stream the two services at the same time.
That's interesting.
Yep.
I may have to look into that. I did not know that. Thank you. Okay. All right.
I only require 10% of all the profits you make.
Got it. No problemo, man. I'll call Guido with the. That's very respectful, though. Let's see. Let's catch up some of the comments. Cobalt says going to switch to Proton Mail. Okay. All right.
Definitely. Proton Mail is amazing. Absolutely love it. One of the best mail services I've ever used. Even if we weren't worried about Gmail and the privacy issues, Proton Mail still has a better interface, in my opinion, than Gmail does.
Okay. uBlock Origin, yes. Okay, that's another good one. Just come here to YouTube. I'm with you, Steve. Well, we are here. Okay. Let's see here. DTube, I've heard of DTube. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere, but I have heard of it.
There's a couple like YouTube alternatives out there that aren't any good.
Okay. I don't know if any other alternative would end up better than Facebook. I don't know if I'm more peeved about the breaches or tired of the bonehead posts.
Yeah.
I know. I'm getting so sick of the, why are the Dems saying this, or why are the Republicans? This is how you can tell the Dems. This is how stop being mean to people. I mean, just stop.
So there's an old joke, I don't know where it came from, but it basically goes like this. Facebook made me hate all the people I know, and Twitter made me like people I never met.
Wow.
Interesting, huh?
Imagine that, yeah. Jeffrey Weeks. Hi, Jeffrey. If this is your first time to the stream, welcome. I have a custom here. Everybody must say hello to Jeffrey. And if it's not, say hello anyway. Hi, Jeffrey. I don't know if any other alternative would end up better than Facebook. This is Steve. I don't know if I'm more... Okay, well, I mentioned that. All right, got it. Let's see.
Zeb uses XFCE, and he does not. Well, let me tell you something about Zeb. Zeb also uses Google Chrome, so, there's that. Bang, right on Zeb, man.
Cobalt says, but doesn't Twitch take away your sub button if they catch you streaming on YouTube at the same time? I have no idea.
I've not heard that. Maybe if you're partnered, there's some special rules, but if you're an affiliate, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, all right. Omega likes start page over DuckDuck. Okay. Joe says, you ever looked at tagged? What is tagged, Joe? I'm not familiar with that. Sorry. Tagged. I don't know.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
Here we'll get some interesting. Okay, the social network for meeting new people.
Okay.
Is it like a dating service?
I don't know, Joe. What can you tell us about?
What are you trying to tell us, Joe? We need to find a girlfriend.
Gotta find a nice Italian girl.
Chat, flirt, date, or make new connections. It says. I don't know.
Thanks,
man.
Joe. Yeah, great. Yeah,
Did Joe just call us losers?
Oh man, that's funny.
It looks like some social network ethics to it.
What is BitChute, Rose? I don't know BitChute. BitChute.
I think that's that. Is that the one where they kind of parse the kind of a chain block technology for YouTube type thing? Oh no, I was wrong. This looks like some social platform, maybe. Oh no, this is like a YouTube altar. This is what I was thinking it was. Yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of one of those privacy-free, I mean, censor-free YouTube alternative ideas. But you know, look at your top videos in here, and this is the problem, right? If I was to go put my content over on BitChute, the top content creator on here has let's see, the most I can find here is 77 views. So,
okay. All right.
You know, like I'm not going to be making. You know how many hours you can spend making a video. You want to make a little something back on it.
It would help.
Yeah.
It would help. Yeah, it would definitely help. I mean, you know, not everybody has sponsorships, or you know, or yeah, sure. So it's, you know, it's kind of like a balance. How much time can you spend on alternative to where you get something back? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm reading something out. There is a Facebook alternative. It's called self-sovereign identity. I'm not sure what this person is trying to say. Self-sovereign identity puts people in charge their own digital identities. It means that individuals have choice and sovereignty. Well, again, we would like more choice. Under the status quo, where we don't own and control our own identities, we are subject to the terms of other parties. Yes. Whether it's Google, Facebook, yes, that is true. It seems to me that the answer is more choices, more viable choices. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
an alternative
I think
is
it's legitimate.
Yeah. An alternative is to build a global name space just for people. We kind of talked about that, yeah. A company called OneName tried to do this. It changed its name Cordance and tried to launch iNames. That's too many names. The company rebranded their product as Cloud Names. All right, well that's it. There's too much going on here. OneName sounds good. OneName.
Yeah.
Cordance makes no sense.
No.
Cloud Names, you're in the cloud. Nah. OneName, well, anyway. Decentralized identifiers. Isn't that Mastodon? Yeah.
So you gonna join Mastodon now and delete your Facebook? Have we gotten you to agree to this?
No, I don't think so, pal.
Are we going back to MySpace tomorrow then?
I'm going back to MySpace. What can I say? You know, Facebook can have my data, you sons of...
You know what? Me and you should run We should go own Facebook. We could take it over. I mean, who's going to stop us right now?
Hey, the heads of the 5 families have met. We're going to take it over, okay?
MySpace is ours.
We're going to give you a little piece of the action.
Look, the MySpace site is still up. You can go there right now.
Cool.
MySpace.com.
Hey, MySpace, are you listening? This is your chance, man. This is your chance.
Yeah.
Come back. Yeah, MySpace, my glory, yeah.
I wonder if someone could pull the stats on MySpace. Has their traffic increased in the last week? Because I bet their traffic has spiked. It'd be interesting to see how many people reminisce like we did.
I wonder if there's a MySpace board meeting last week. They went, yeah, baby, look at those stats. Yeah, keep doing it, Facebook. Yeah. Rock on. I don't know.
Someone's got to know. Traffic.
Joe Johnson says no space.
No space.
Okay. Let's see here. Jeffrey, oh, you got a car comment. The brother had a Chevrolet that was badged from a Toyota. 20 years old, still going. See, it's Toyota, man.
Yeah.
I have a vision of these Japanese execs go, GM, you suck. You don't go there. You know. I like no space. But that sounds like no one's invited. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where are you going? No space.
No space. Hey. Like literally, you go. There's nothing there. It's no space. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone.
You can't even post anything.
You can't. We're so private. You can't post squat. In fact, we do the post. You know, post nothing. No space. You want privacy? You can't post that there.
Now you're real private.
You're real private. Oh God, that's funny. Okay, where was I here? Let me check some other things. All right, so that was that blog. Let's see. Somebody sent me
some numbers on MySpace.
Yeah,
here to see
yeah.
Daily visitors, 216,000 daily for MySpace.
That doesn't sound like a lot, because I'm sure Facebook has millions, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Yeah.
But still, for a dead platform, it's kind of interesting.
Okay, what's this say here? Okay, so they also mention alternatives, Diaspora, LOIM, like your I and EM, Path, Vero. Sorry, man, those names just don't. Family Book has a nice ring to it. That's why I kind of like it. Yeah.
So Rose is saying Facebook is facing $2 trillion of fines. Have you heard that figure? I've not heard that figure being used.
They're in trouble. I don't know about 2 trillion. You mean like class action suits, Rose? Or I don't know.
They would never pay it.
Heck no. They
Not
just
when
file
you're gonna
bankruptcy and that's it. Yeah.
Well, not when you're going to spend $20 billion in lawyers. You'll be fine.
Yeah, really. Rose says March 22nd, Facebook could be fined up to 2 trillion. Oh. In violation of the consent decree. Ah, yes. Okay. All right.
I wouldn't cry.
For Facebook. Cry book.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, right.
We'll see Mark Zuckerberg sitting there at Target like, I should have listened to you, Toss. You're like, yeah, ring up my shampoo and let's move on.
Yeah. Okay, here's another. Let's see. This blog says the top 8 alternatives to Facebook. Number 1 is Vero. Interesting. Number 2 is Mastodon. 3 is Elo. 4 is Dig. Really? I don't know. 5 is Steemit. That don't sound right, but it's STEE. Sounds like a cookie. Hey, just steam it, man.
Yeah, steam it. I'm gonna sell you this new steamer. It works great on vegetables. You put it in the microwave.
Sounds like a QVC thing, yeah. Rafter. RAFTR. Diaspora is mentioned, and Signal. I like the name Telegram. I like that. But the fact that I have to give my phone, I ain't giving you nothing, man.
All right, so here's your way around the phone number.
See.
Go to Google Voice, sign up for a free phone number. Give it to Telegram. You're done. Forget about it.
Forget about it. I like that.
Yeah,
you sure you're not Italian? Are you Italian, right?
Man, I've hung out with enough of them that I know the tricks, you know?
So you've been contaminated, okay.
Yeah, I've been contaminated. I watched too much Sopranos. Maybe I have identity crisis.
Yeah. Come eat a bada bings, yeah. Let's see here. It is like warranty. People now trying to sign up people for a 15-year term when it used to be 6 years. Cobalt likes one of Lunduk's videos. Brian Lunduk? He called do-bitters schmucks. Thanks, Brian. It's good. I know what he meant. Basically, what he was saying is to test Linux, do-boot may not be the best option. Fair enough. I create a bootable USB stick or have spare machine. Extra machine to test, but yeah, do a non-schmucky way to test Linux. Yeah.
Everyone's got their opinion, right?
Yeah, I think dual booting's safe if you use friendly distros. But hey, you know, some people like excitement, like Derek on Distro 2. He was doing a live feed using an unstable version of something. And then his whole screen froze. He couldn't do anything.
I think that was when he was doing the MX or Antics.
Okay, yeah. Everything froze. He could read, but he couldn't do anything. He couldn't type or anything. He couldn't do anything to show anything. I'm like, dude, why do you do this? Why do you
live life on the edge, man?
Yeah, he says, I like the excitement. you got an unusual term for excitement. Okay.
Yeah,
you will never see
managers like I do, but he He jumps on i3 all the time, you know, and that's my window manager. So
Okay.
he uses all the other ones.
Okay. Well, i3 is lightweight. OpenBox is lightweight. You know what? I'm not. When it comes to window man, I'm not that picky. Or like file managers. If it just works, like I use Ubuntu, Mate, like whatever comes with, if it just works and it's stable, that's all that I care about. I just want it to work. Joe Johnson says that they need to be fined $22 trillion so we can pay off the debt. And have money left over. Interesting. Okay. But the problem is, if they got fined, they would get a loan from the U.S. government for the 20. That would put us $40 million in debt.
And the U.S. would go to China to get the money, and then get back.
We'll go to China. And China says, "Oh, you need a
40
loan.
$40 trillion.
We'll give you a loan. You come to China, we'll give you a loan." Yeah. Because America is finished. Exactly. All right, I think we've caught up with everything in the chat. Sometimes too much choice. Okay.
You know, I was surprised that people weren't more passionate about it, and I think that about killing Facebook, and I think the reason is, as we've touched on, there's not a great alternative. You know?
Right now, as somebody met, probably the best alternative to Facebook is probably YouTube, where we can chat like this.
Interesting.
And maybe YouTube is sharing the debt. Probably are, but I'm not doing it. Ryan is it, but maybe that is a small price to pay for people like Rose and Joe and the rest to get involved and voice their opinions.
Yeah.
You know, maybe this is the best alternative right now. I think you can simulcast YouTube and Facebook, can't you? I think you can.
Probably.
I'm not sure how, but I've never done it. I don't think I've ever simulcasted to. I've posted YouTube stuff on Facebook. But yeah, maybe right now YouTube is the best way. That way you can voice your opinion. If you want to support that person, the personality, you can immediately. There's super chat and like in other ways, and it's non-threatening. You know?
Yeah. Maybe decentralized, historic posting things like Telegram, right, where you're in a chat room, your messages are gone after you're done, essentially. Theoretically, it is an answer as well. You know, like this, right? Where everybody logs off here, although you've kind of got a recording of it. For the most part, unless you really wanted to dig, you don't know who a lot of these people be, right? I mean,
YouTube does record now. When people who miss this and replay this, I don't delete these videos. By the way, once they're uploaded, whether there's a blooper or not, unless it's really bad, which hasn't happened in a while.
Well, you never had me on.
Shut up! Shut up! It replays the chat, but I think Larry says you can stream to both live. Okay, Larry, thank you. To both like Facebook and this. Okay, I'm not sure how it's done, but cool. No, I think people don't mind this because this is instant feedback, good or bad. Like if you and I did or say something wrong or made your own cool, they would say, "Hey man, don't say that." But it's instant feedback.
It's true.
So again, they're not being on that island where they can't respond immediately. Because, you know, say a YouTuber posts something mean, it's not a live event, and then that person replies. So who knows if the YouTuber sees it a year later, a month, a year later, where this is instant. I think this is better this way. You know, but maybe we just gave the answer doing this. YouTube seems to be the best alternative, right? Assuming that person isn't too shy to post something live on a stream. Then probably most people aren't, if I had to guess. Assuming that you're friendly enough, you know, and be respectful enough. Cobalt says the only complaint that the top chat selected by default is dumb. I still don't know exactly what that means. Top chat versus is that the cleaner version of the chat? Live versus top. I'm assuming that's what it is. I go to live chat. Yeah.
The cleaner version.
I don't know. It's
it might be. I don't know either what the difference.
All right. Okay. So if I click this, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. So I guess it's the cleaner version. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, looking at what I've been reading, Is there a truly viable alternative to Facebook? No. We mentioned YouTube, maybe Twitch. Okay, possible.
Telegram, maybe.
Okay, maybe Telegram. Okay, so you use Telegram quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never used it, frankly, before I met Rocco and was on Destination Linux. And then when I joined that, then you've got people like Noah on there and Tux Digital, and they all have their Telegram chats and stuff. So from there, I realized that, you know, this is a very popular thing within Linux.
Okay.
I don't know how popular it is outside of Linux groups and things like that. It seems to have, you know, a pretty good following. Obviously, they've invested in Linux apps, which is nice, right? You can run it in Linux natively on your desktop, and things like that. Yeah. You can run it on iOS or Android, and so it's a very much cross-platform, which I think is key, right? If you're going to have an alternative, it's going to be cross-platform. So yeah, I mean, it could be if they wanted to make it that.
Okay. I guess time will tell. How many headaches does it take for Facebook to say there's no more aspirin left, we are done?
Yeah.
To use an analogy, at what level of that headache goes, okay, we're now doing brain surgery, so we're done. I don't know. Mention some Skype. Yeah, Skype works for me. I was doing the somebody mentioned Spatry, whereas I'm not really sure, to be quite honest, about Spatry. Now with Spatry, we would do the news nonsense on Mumble, and that worked out okay. When we stopped doing those together as a team, people missed the news, and so I had Stephanie Forian come on, the singer here on YouTube. She's a great sport. She's a singer. She writes music. You know, she has a YouTube channel, but she had never done and I said, would you like to come on and just, I mean, I'll do all the talking, follow my lead. She was a good sport. So Stephanie, thank you. If you want to come back and do a news and nonsense, but I did it on Skype. We recorded it using Skype. You know, just the audio portion, and she was a great sport, and we had fun. So Skype can work. Hi, Timo. Welcome. Larry White, 2 years. Larry, what? 2 years. What's 2 years for what? Sorry. Steve says my son has some game chat he leaves running all the time along with Skype. Yeah, the latest Skype. Do you use Skype at all, Ryan?
No, I don't. I mean, well, for work we use Skype, right?
Got it.
Skype, but in personal I use Discord more than Skype.
Got it. Okay. All right. Linux Mint does have a few apps pre-installed. I don't think Skype is pre-installed in any Linux distro right now, right? As far as I know.
I don't know. I've never heard of it being pre-installed.
Yeah. No, but for both Linux and Windows, it seems to work. Seems like lightweight enough. Is it private? Maybe it's more private than Facebook. I don't know, but it works. Like I said, when I call Italy, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been using Google Voice now to call Italy. Come to think of it, because it's a few cents cheaper. So I'm like, hey, why not? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let Larry 2 years until Facebook dies. So you give it 2 years? Okay, that's Larry's prediction. It's possible.
Yeah.
Who knows what else will be discovered that Facebook needs to fess up. I didn't know that when you posted a video or Facebook Live or whatever and deleted it, it's not deleted. You deleted it, but Facebook didn't, even though it was deleted. So again, they've been caught, I guess, lying.
Yep. They're kind of like the oil company. We're sorry, and everyone kind of buys it because where are you going to go?
Right.
I think that I don't know if they'll be dead in 2 years. I think they're going to be hurt from this very badly, and I think if someone was very smart, they would capitalize on it. Much like I feel like Amazon capitalized on Twitch at the perfect time when YouTube was doing the adpocalypse. And they've not gone after people like me and you, frankly. We're starting to be out of that age group where they care about us. They're going after the young kids, which is prime 18 to 25 market, and they're doing an amazing job doing it. So while we haven't played with it a ton, that's where the money is. And YouTube knows that, I think, as well. It'd be interesting how they react, right? And how Facebook reacts. They could turn it around, right? Facebook could become private. They could make it so that it's super secure. I don't see Mark doing that, but they could.
No, unless he wanted to give it up, sell it. I don't see him doing that. Power, absolute power corrupts absolutely, right?
Is Thunderbird safe? Omega wants to know.
I use Thunderbird. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's Mozilla Foundation, right?
Okay, I'm assuming it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, maybe Facebook is too big to fail, like the banks.
Ooh, yeah, interesting.
You know, remember when back was it 2008 during the Obama the Obama administration? It was pretty bad. From what I read, we were headed towards depression.
Right.
So these bankers, what happened was, I did some research. I never put it as a topic because maybe it's too hot, but heck, I mean, like, it's over now. But a lot of these CEOs or bankers, they knew they could get away with basically stealing the money, as it were,
right?
Because they knew it was like it was pre-cooked. But basically, these guys knew that they could get away because if they got caught, they could sign a deal. They could sign what we'll call deferred litigation agreements, meaning I'm the head of ABC Bank. I'm going to do something that's super risky. It's illegal, but I'm going to do it because I can make money. I get caught, but I signed that deal. And what that deal is okay, yes, Mr. President or Mr. USA, I promise not to do it again. Just to make
I'm real sorry.
Promise not. You should put him in jail with 10 guys named Bubba. Is what you should be doing to send a message. So they got away with it because they knew ahead of time they could. They were too big to fail. So it's legalized bribery. That's what it came down to. You know, they were too big to fail.
Interesting.
At least that's the research that I did. And it makes sense. There was a show on years ago called Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.
Oh, yeah.
The old governor, Navy SEAL. He's smarter than I thought, but yeah. And he did a show about what happened on Wall Street, and there was a guy who did serve some jail time, but he wasn't a big guy, you know. He got out, he paid his dues, and he explained to Jesse how all this worked. It's kind of scary. So I don't know how Jesse did it, but towards the end of the show, he says, well, I did something. I got all these guys to come in from Wall Street, and I pretended it was for a different show. Not telling these guys what they were in for. I paid for a nice, fancy hotel and this and that. He had them in a room. So they all got their like $2,000, cufflinks on or whatever. They're all smiling like this, So he walks in, the doors swing open, and he's like, well, look who we have here. And these guys were like, oh, SHIT. It was classic. Right. My son and I were watching. He was smiling, yeah. But they got away with it.
Absolutely.
Too big to fail, So that's why, when people say, well, you need to follow the rules because, that's Wall Street and you shouldn't be. I would not put the words rules and Wall Street or Congress in the same sentence, but that's just me.
Well, they actually do, take a look at the fines and things that they will get for breaking these rules and determine, through financial analytics to say we're actually still going to make money even after we pay the fine. So a lot of times, it doesn't really. We think, oh wow, they got hit with $2 billion, and the company's going, we made $7 billion. Who cares about the $2 billion? We already wrote that into the business plan. So until you have governments coming in and regulating monopolies, because that was the biggest threat to the free market. What was the biggest threat to the free market? Monopolies, right? It was always the biggest threat to the free market.
Yeah.
So if you don't have regulation on that, which, that can be a controversial topic, but if you have nothing, that was always considered the biggest threat to the free market.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but I think an economist was asked, how do we solve this debt? Here in the U.S., he says, what do you mean how we solve it? Simple. All the people that stole the money, just give it back. Problem solved. It makes sense to me, But yeah, insider trading, we can't do it. Congress does. They call it something else.
Right.
But they do it.
Bribes.
So
What do
it's
they call it? Lobbying?
Bribes. So when they say "and justice for all,"
Uh,
there's justice for them, and then there's justice for you. I don't believe in the death penalty. Name one rich guy got the death penalty. One. Can you name one? I guess, I don't know. O.J. Simpson came close. I don't know, but that's a different topic. But just my personal opinion, you know. The rules do not apply to them, but to the little guys, we would be in jail with a $1 million bail. Really.
True.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, the list goes on up. But again, talking about Facebook, maybe they are too big to fail. I don't know. But because, well, I don't know. Facebook is not into banking or oil. You know what I mean? It's a social platform. So maybe they aren't too big to fail. I don't know.
Well, you got to think like these companies like Facebook, they have to move their money around considerably. So they very well could be invested in oil and banking and other things that they take all of that extra cash that they're getting and shove it somewhere. Yeah, I mean, they think about this for a second. People who say things like Facebook and these social things don't matter and all this stuff. An entire government spent their resources manipulating this social platform to rig a political election.
Yes.
Right? I don't care what side you're on.
Right.
That's not what I'm talking about. The fact is they used it to rig, to manipulate the U.S. population. A tool with that much power is not something that you can just laugh away anymore. Because
that's what that foreign power does. That's what they do. That's what they specialize in. And they took advantage. It is scary, you know. I don't know how that can be prevented for future elections. I really don't know. I guess the people got to get more educated, more smarter. Look up if it sounds like, if it sounds like it's fake news or outrageous news, look it up. Do some research. Chances are, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably fake. Maybe. Microsoft was forced to let other web browsers to be installed other than Internet Explorer 1997. Okay, all right. Yeah, back in the 90s, we had Netscape and so many others. Ma Bell is mentioned. Okay.
You're right, though. I mean, ultimately, the answer is education. When you have a population that's heavily uneducated, which our population, you know, we don't have free university and that type of stuff. What happens is you have a massive, I mean, how many people on Facebook, I remember years ago when I was on it, how many people who you respected and thought were kind of smart would post stupid things that you knew were fake immediately because they don't look at it or research it and it fits their narrative. The other thing I tell people is you think because you're smart, like I think, oh, I'm a pretty intelligent person, I can't be manipulated by that. But that in itself is stupid because these people spend their entire lives, thousands of them, figuring out ways to manipulate people like you. It's like going into a car dealership and expecting to come out because you're a good negotiator in other lines of business with a good deal on a car. Well, that car dealership spends all day long figuring out ways to trick you, or could, let me say, figure out the ways to trick you all day long. And so even if you think you're a master at it, you're going to be tricked. So just because you think you're intelligent, you could still be manipulated by this type of stuff. And because we have a population that's highly uneducated, our population was easily impacted by something as stupid as Facebook. When you think about it, it's kind of stupid, right? That this is how the government could attack us.
I think, you know, sometimes because we are social creatures, sometimes our emotions jump ahead of the facts or whatever you want to call it. I remember during the last election there was a lot of stuff being posted about Hillary Clinton, and by the way, she was not my number one choice either. I'm just going to let you guys know off the bat. But there was stuff posted. There was a story, oh, she made fun of a rape victim and she helped this person get raped by defending the other guy. And I'm like, that makes no sense to me.
Right.
makes no sense to me. So I looked it up, and it wasn't true. They twisted the facts and this and that. The truth was, years ago, before she was, well, when she was a nobody, basically, she was a public defender. And this young lady tragically got raped. She survived. And the guy who did it, basically, to make a long story short, the judge told Hillary, since you're a defender, you will defend that guy. She did not want to. Okay? Well, I guess you don't say no to a judge, to the godfather of the court, right? So she was trying to figure out a way to get out of that. She didn't want to do that. She came up with an idea. I'll just have my client take a lie detector test. He'll flunk it. I'm off the case. As it turned out, he passed the lie detector test. Apparently, she still didn't believe him, but she had to do her job. Okay? Years later, she was asked, and she laughed. She was laughing at the irony of a person she knew evidently was guilty passing a lie detector test. But they twisted that, Ryan. She laughed at the girl. She didn't. Maybe she should not have laughed at all. I don't know. But
every good lie has to have a small smidgen of truth.
Right.
And so that makes it. I don't know that particular case or what happened, but I can tell you that that's the perfect way to manipulate a story. You take just enough of the truth, and you make take some pictures from that event where somebody's chuckling or whatever. And now I can make it look like Toss thinks this horrible thing is funny. And because I took a picture of you laughing on your YouTube channel and, made it look like you were at the event and posted on Facebook, and everyone thinks you're evil monster. Like, and they're dumb enough to believe it because unlike what you did, they go and just read it and go, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that fits my narrative. I hate that person, so therefore it must be true.
Steve says, I've gotten friends ticked at me because I sent them back links from Snopes debunking their post.
Yeah.
I've stop doing that. I like, because once they're settled in, sometimes I'll mention I'll play it safe. There's BS on both sides and just let it go, But yeah, when you try to debunk and you're proving it, and they still kind of stick to their guns, as it were. That's why on my personal Facebook page, I don't post almost nothing about politics and religion. You can't win. People are set in their ways. Let it be. Just let it be. I got friends on both sides of the aisle. They're still my friends. I love them to death, but just let it be.
I decided early on my channel to stay away from that stuff because I just didn't want the narrative. Right? It's
right.
Not. That's my whatever I come up with my opinion with my family and that type of stuff. And like you're right, people just get upset about it. We're very, very. We've been in a way manipulated to treat this subject like it life or death in some ways. Like people get that angry.
That's why, like I was saying, when I go to vote, I don't vote parties. I vote the person.
Yeah.
If I think that person has values, has a good history, is qualified, maybe has survived a tragic situation. I think of Vice President Joe Biden. He lost his first wife at 29, his first kid, and still managed, to move on. To me, that's his character, and not because he's a Democrat. It's because he's Joe Biden, But that's my personal thing.
I think the biggest manipulation, though, to your point, that has happened is the Republican versus Democrat idea, right? Mm-hmm. Like we're two gangs on the street, I'm folk, I'm Crip, and this is my territory. And no matter what that party says, it could be the most horrific thing in the world. You've aligned to that gang like it's a life or death situation, and you're going to go with it no matter what. And the reality is, an intelligent person, somebody who kind of does the research would be like, I don't care what you call yourself. Are you a good human being? Do you fit the values and narrative that I'm looking for? Calling yourself like I'm Republican and I'm only going to vote Republican or Democrat or whatever is the dumbest manipulation we've all fallen for.
When I moved back from Florida, 2002, there was no Facebook back then. I don't think it was. Facebook was 2005 or something. Anyway, I moved back, and a friend of mine was running for a local commissioner. Did not know if he was a Republican or a Democrat, but he says, He says, "Hey Carm, it's great to see you. I'm running for local office again. I didn't make it the first time, but I would love to have your vote." And I knew this guy from years ago from taking martial arts classes. Hard worker, worked in a mill, worked his way through college, good solid values. I'm like, "You got my vote. And who are you?" He says, "I'm a Democrat." Okay, so am I. Honestly, because it was the person, you know. And I've done that for several people who happen to be Democrat, but I don't vote the party, you know. This past presidential election, I think John Kasich from Ohio, who's a Republican, would make a great president. But I get it. But again, I guess that's my neutral view of things, you know. Even with Facebook may have had good intentions. Never underestimate the power of stupidity.
Yeah,
that's what I always say, man. That's what it comes down to. Cobalt deleted Facebook a year ago. Everyone posting them doing stupid stuff, complaining about politics.
Oh my gosh, yeah. During election year, Facebook was just death. You just realized how many stupid friends you had.
Well, you know, during the debates with Bernie Sanders, he was saying that we are being controlled by the 2%. You think those 2% care if they're left or right wing? My guess is they got their exclusive table, you know, with their yachts and everything.
You're right.
And they're probably looking down and saying, "Look at the two parties fighting each other."
It's a
at
joke.
The top,
to
they don't fight.
Right.
They don't fight. They don't care. You know, right? When people ask what party, I say, you're gray. Good one, Anna Rita. Yeah, it's kind of a gray area. Yeah. Right. I guess Joe doesn't like Kasich. Okay, fair enough. I don't know him personally.
Oh, look, you started a politics.
I know. That's so okay. All right, corrected. Oh my God. Anyway,
so you can't win. You can't win, man.
That's okay. You can post them. Just keep them clean. It's all good. It's all
post
good.
them, but you got to join his Facebook first.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Getting back to Facebook, I guess in conclusion we can say that again, it's there because no man is an island. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be left out. We all want to interconnect to be part of the human race.
Right.
It's just unfortunately Facebook has taken advantage of that core human value and twisted it.
Agreed.
That's my conclusion. I don't know, Ryan. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we will see the demise of Facebook. It may not be the demise you think, though, because that demise means everybody moves over to Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it seems a lot of people, like your food, don't follow the major corporations that own it. Facebook owns Instagram, blah, 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 like we covered. You know, it may be a situation where when something serious enough occurs, which unfortunately the government's manipulating Facebook for presidential election didn't seem to spawn that. So maybe all of this privacy invasion stuff added on top of it may make people flee, will provide an opportunity for another company. But like you said, is it so big that the only other company that could create something to compete with them would be like a Google, which has tried and failed miserably, or an Amazon with something like Twitch, or maybe some no-name product that comes up with something entirely unique that Facebook doesn't offer.
Right.
But I think we're years from that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whoever thought, when we look at big companies, whoever thought that Kmart would fail or almost fail, or Sears, it can happen. You know, I remember as a kid, Blue Light Special, aisle 4, you know, with Kmart.
Toys R Us.
Toys. I used to take my kid there in Pittsburgh all the time when he was all the time.
My kids think it's the greatest thing on the planet. They're 5 and 3. And they think Toys R Us is the most, and they won't have it anymore. Isn't that weird?
I had fun taking my boy to Facebook. Yeah. I mean, to Toys R Us. But, no, not Facebook. No. I don't think my son even uses Facebook. He uses Messenger on his phone. He's not into all this stuff, at least not yet. Maybe he's a smart one. I know Anna Rita says the real question is, do we need another Facebook? Yeah. Because once again, to be human is to share your opinion, to feel appreciated, to feel loved, to feel hated, to belong. And like I think it was maybe YouTube is the best alternative right now to Facebook. I'm cool with that. But yeah, Toys R Us, that is so. I used to take my boy there all the time. Yeah, Steven, Radio Shack, sure.
Radio Shack was awesome back in the day.
Yeah.
The only place you could get little capacitors and diodes and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were the first to bring us like CB radios, handhelds, computer, the TRS-80. I mean it's all the giants, they can fall, and maybe Facebook will, but until there is a true viable social network, and YouTube is part of it, but something like a family book, as we call it, to replace Facebook, I don't see it anytime soon. So to answer your question, is Facebook finished? No. At least not in the near term. A couple years from now, next year, if they get fined by the Justice Department, like buku money, then they are done. They'll just all the guys at the top will just take the money and walk away.
Yeah.
Then something else will take over. Big fish eat little fish, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's some brilliant developers and minds there, and Facebook runs Hacker Fest and all kind. There are some amazing coders there that could go off on their own and develop the next replacement for it.
Right.
I'm sure they have basically non-compete contracts right now, but if the company went under, those would go away.
Right. So, Joe says we need a faceless book. You post a photo of yourself with the brown paper bag over you. Oh, like the Cleveland Brown fans. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you could draw your face, your own unique emoticon almost, like, right?
That would work. Yeah. But then that would take away from the interactive, personal, being human aspect of which makes it. Anyway, look. The core idea behind Facebook or anything that'll replace it is to connect with other humans, and that's not evil, inherently evil. It's the technology that is twisted that makes it, quote, evil. In fact,
I would say we need more of people connecting as humans. But what's interesting is the studies have shown that Facebook actually depresses people.
Wow.
And the reason why is you only post, for the most part, most people only post the positive. So when I go, let's say I joined your Facebook and you were posting all these pictures of you traveling Italy. I may start thinking, my gosh, I don't make enough money where I could ever go to Italy. I can't afford that car. I don't have, every time you take a picture of your house, man, you have a nice looking house. I'll never have a house like that. And it creates, they've done tons of studies to show it creates massive amounts of depression. So isn't that interesting? Wow. Because we're always trying to one-up each other, right?
That's a good not a good perspective, but a different perspective. I never really thought about that, Ryan. There was a thing on was it Facebook I read where people were buying Facebook friends to be popular or something. Oh my Lord!
I tried to give you $5 to join my Facebook, but you refused. You said it was 20.
That's too disrespectful to the family. $5. What's the matter with you, man? Oh God. Staples, Radio Shack ripoffs,
Circuit City. Remember Circuit City?
Yeah, I used to shop back in Orlando. I used to go to Circuit City sometime. Yeah, I thought they were nice enough. They carried like appliance. Yeah.
I preferred Circuit City over Best Buy back in the day.
When you don't have a vision for the future or don't have a plan ahead of, when you think that the status quo, things the way they are fine, is probably when that's the beginning of the end. That's how I see it, Look, I shop on Amazon because you're right. The Circuit City here is gone. The Radio Shack is gone. Best Buy is 30 miles away. I'm being forced to shop. Now, I don't mind because as a technology guy, I know what I'm buying.
Right.
I don't need a person to tell me to recommend. I don't need that, but that's a small sliver of the population.
Right.
But I'd rather go face to face. Even as much as we know, I got a box in, as an example, it's pretty good timing. I got a Comcast sent me an email. Hey, Carm, great news. You qualify for the new upgraded modem. Faster service, more reliability. It's no cost. Well, I mean, I rented, but no extra
Right.
cost. I'm like, okay, send it to me. So, good service. I got a less than a week. It's sitting on the floor here. So I got it, and it has simple instructions what to. So I opened it up, make sure everything is in there. Okay, I got the power cable, Ethernet cord, instructions, a splitter. Got the modem, pop open the battery thing, and there's no battery. I put it back in the box. Now mine's got a backup battery.
All right.
Because here in Ohio, with the storms, power lines, spider web, we may lose phone service. I usually use my cell phone, but that's not the point. I pay for service. I want my service. So I'm going to call them up probably Monday. I don't know if they're going to customer service on the weekend. They probably do. I may try the weekend, but if they're not there, not a problem. And explain to them that you've got to be nice. Even though I'm a little bit thick, you have to be polite.
Mm-hmm.
You always have a much better chance of getting a response
Sure.
if you're polite. I want to call them up and say, hi, this is me. This is my passcode of my account. I got the box in. Thank you. I got it in less than a week. It's missing the battery. This is what I will do. Not what you're going to do, Comcast. What I will do. I know I got to send back something within a certain amount of time because they'll charge you for the box, you know what I mean, for the thing. And it's a prepaid shipping label. So this is what I will do. I'm going to ship this back. I'm going to ship back to you the new one that you sent me. Don't charge me for it. I'm going to ship it back. I'll drop it off the UPS. Once you get it, you can either send me back this one or send me back a new one with the battery. Don't send me just the battery because I may get it in a week, I may get it in a month, and then you'll charge me for this. Like, you see where this is going?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, the old one works fine. My old Comcast router thing, modem, works perfectly fine. You know, now whether this is really faster with the new one, I don't know. It probably is. But I'm going to send it back. Not a problem. You can either send me back one with the battery, no extra cost.
But
You're
if
going to charge me extra. I don't want it. If you're going to charge me, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll just keep the old one until I'm forced to upgrade. But I will send this back. Steve says battery, extra cost for Comcast. Well, then I'm going to send it back and they can keep it. I'm trying to be mean, but I've been with the many. And the only reason why I have Comcast is for you. Well, not for you guys, but for YouTube. I mean, it is for you guys because their service is good. Their speed is fast. If I went to DSL, this may not work as good. You know what I mean? All right, this may not work. I mean, I can still do YouTube, but this may not. So I have Comcast really to do this with you guys. It costs me more. I could probably save easy $50 a month. Now, when you add that up for the year, that's $600. That's a lot of money. But I keep Comcast because the service works, not a problem. Every time I call, they're super friendly. I'm not, bashing Comcast. But I'm going to call them up. I'm going to tell them. And if it's extra cost, I'm going to send back the new one. Now, they might think I'm nuts. No. You can keep it. You can pay for it.
Right.
But that's just not again, that's being neutral about it. I see both things, positive, negative. What I have works with the battery for that price. I don't want the new one. I'll leave it at that. But if they charge extra, Steve, then I don't need it. Simple as that.
But if they had a local store, which I think was where you were going.
My point was to go
sit there and just done this in an hour, right?
Thank you. That was my point. Just to go to, and there used to be a local store for years. I can't remember. I would have walked in. I would have said, I got a notification. Can I pick it up? They would have said yes. Okay, is this and there's the battery? That they would have told me there face to face. Well, Carm, the battery is extra. We're not charging for the old one, but no problem. I would have said, I don't want it. But the point is now I got to seal it up, put the sticker on, drop it off. You know what I mean? I mean, the UPS store, that's within the walking distance. It's not that big. But just the extra steps involved.
Sure. Because
the store is being moved. Or go out. Now, they moved the store, the Comcast, like 25 miles down the Ohio River down the road. I wouldn't mind as much, except that they're doing blasting on the hillside, so you're stuck to one lane.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to call them if they can help me. If not, not a problem. I completely understand that person on the line is just a helper. It's not Mr. Comcast, If they can't help me, not a problem. I'm friendly. You can keep it. I don't want it.
Cobalt says, if everything is going out of business, what's the point of leaving your house anymore? We're all just going to become gigantic, unmovable.
It's called food.
Yeah. Interesting. Joe saying Best Buy will no longer stock anything and they'll be going out of business next. Interesting. I used to really hate Best Buy, but they've improved their customer service in my area tremendously. And as a result, and I don't need tech advice from anybody either, obviously, I find them to be more enjoyable than I used to. Fry's, on the other hand, like Fry's Electronics, I don't know if you guys have them.
I've heard of it.
They're a massive, they have all the awesome computer parts like a Micro Center and stuff.
Nice.
But everyone in there is rude as all get out. So, when I go for major computer parts, I usually go to Newegg or something else because I can't stand dealing with Fry's customer service.
Okay. If
Best Buy stocked the stuff we wanted, to Joe's point, they've actually improved their customer service. They just don't have the stuff. Interesting point, though.
You mentioned customer service. There is no alternative to good customer service. I remember years ago, I had a relative of mine. We went to Pittsburgh. He was shopping for a new Lexus, a new car. Okay, so we went to the dealership, and he couldn't decide to get the SUV or the car. Anyway, he decided on the car. I think the sticker was, I forget, it was $30-some thousand, for the car. But he wasn't sure, does he want the car? He says, you know what, I'm just going to offer them, say it was 38, I don't know. I'm going to offer them 36. They'll say no, and that's fine because I'm not sure what I want. We could just go get coffee down the road. I'm like, okay. So with my cousin there, and the guy comes out, and my cousin says, I offer this for the car. It was $2,000 below book, or below sticker. And the guy says, well, let me talk to my boss, sales manager. So my cousin walks to the bathroom. Just as my cousin steps in the bathroom, the guy comes out, we'll take the deal. I'm like, I'm sorry. You're going to take two grand off a Lexus sticker? Why? I couldn't, but I was like, what? I'm not sure I heard you right. It was a couple factors. That was the beginning of the so-called Wall Street depression crash, and he's saying a lot of people lost money in stocks. A lot of people paid cash for their cars from the money in stocks, if you would believe that. Another factor was each year in Pittsburgh there's a car show. Well, one of the ceilings, I guess, kind of collapsed. No one got hurt, so they canceled the car show. And then, like, another factor was my cousin always was good with his word. He always, what the deal was, that he would, pay for the car. So anyway, he took the deal, but he didn't want that color. No problem. We'll get you the one with the color. Okay, fine. So we're sitting there in the office. Okay, we got the pay. We get to sign this. I'm like, oh, how long is this gonna take? Because it's kind of boring. The service manager says, well, today is Tuesday. So, well, today is our free masseuse day. I'm sorry, I thought you said a free massage day. No, so on Tuesdays, a young lady in the booth give you a free neck massage.
Wow.
Seriously, I'm like, oh, this is so horrible shopping for. Oh my God, she's giving me, this. Oh, this is horrible. But customer service, right?
Yeah. Giving you
so
that
she was done. I gave her a tip, thank you. But they have Italian biscotti while you're waiting for your car to get serviced. German coffee or Italian coffee machine. Again, there's no substitute for service. Now you pay for it. Like an oil change there is like $129.
Right.
Now they do more. They probably flush it. I don't know. But the point is, there's no substitute for whether it's Kroger's or Fry's or Best Book. You provide like Comcast. Comcast is not the cheapest, but the customer service works for me.
Yeah. So what people don't realize is that the customer service aspect of a business is the most expensive. Having working for a very large company for 18 years and doing the books and stuff, the points for them. Every time you call Comcast costs them, if it's an onshore call, like you're getting handled onshore and not offshore like in some other country, it could cost them an upwards of $7 a call.
Ah.
Every time you pick up that phone. And so when you times that by tens of thousands of people calling,
Okay.
now it becomes really difficult to,
Okay.
number one, how do you staff,
Okay.
have enough people to handle it, train them, take the calls, still make money off of everybody.
Right.
Believe me, they're doing fine. They have all the math figured out. I'm just saying it's a very expensive
Okay.
thing to invest in.
Okay.
And so because of that, few companies rarely do it, and a lot of companies get sold into the idea that now you're paying $7 per call, it's costing you, let's say, $14 million a year. If you just offshore that, it's $2.50 a call, or $1.50 a call.
Wow.
Now, at first, it sounds like a great idea, but eventually they can't keep those people, those good people that they kind of sold you with, and you start getting the bad people, and then it just, the customer service degrades. And this is Comcast. This is all these big companies that run into this, where they're trying to cheapen things because it's very expensive, and they lose all their customers along the way.
Well, now again, now we go back to being full disclosure up front. Why are you charging this? Why am I being charged $10 a month for a modem or whatever?
Right.
Tell me up front. I still may not like it, but if you tell me up front, this is true with anything. Tell me what's going on here. Don't leave me in the dark. It's not necessary to be in the dark, because chances are, if you tell me or anyone the full truth, I'm probably still going to keep it anyway because it works. That's why, if I call them and they can't help me, not a problem. I'll send you back the new one, even though it seems weird. Not a problem. You just couldn't help me in this situation, because there's two sides to a story.
Yep.
That's worth a shot, Ryan. So that's what I'm going to do. If somebody mentioned full synthetic, full synthetic oil. I think some new cars, your Honda, does it require full synthetic?
Yeah, that's what they recommend for it.
Okay, yeah. I have noticed here in the wintertime, my Buick does not necessarily recommend full synthetic, even though it's safe. But I have noticed here in the wintertime, full synthetic oil, the car, at least my car, runs smoother and takes less time to warm up. I guess the viscosity and the synthetic doesn't gel up in the cold as much as conventional oil. Yes, it can be as much as $60 for full synthetic versus $30 for conventional. Yeah, but the one thing about oils, full synthetic, I use either synthetic blend or full synthetic. Now, I don't know if it makes difference in the summertime, but speaking strictly, I'm not an expert on cars or viscosities or grades. However, feeling the car in the wintertime with full synthetic, it runs smoother. I have noticed that in multiple cars, whether it's recommended or not. Sometimes I use synthetic blend. Regular oil, change to 3,000 miles. Synthetic blend, 5,000 miles. With full synthetic, I'm cool going 10,000 miles or a year. It's got to be full synthetic though. And there's stuff on YouTube that you can look up, but it has been proven scientifically that full synthetics do protect better. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's see here if I missed anything. When you called,
I gotta get going, man.
Sorry, go. Yeah.
Kids. I've got two young ones, and
been there, done that. Yeah.
So,
Thank you for joining me. Yeah.
It's been awesome. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, I'll catch you maybe next Friday. I'll stay on a little bit longer, but great. Maybe I'll catch you next time.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Warm welcome. Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it, Ron. You come back next week. Don't disrespect the family, okay? All right. Let's see here. When you call between 8 and 4 p.m., you're sure to get better service. Is that on the weekends too, Steve? Because if that's true, I will try the weekend. Fries Online, Facebook. Jailson, we've been talking about Facebook, not so much Bitcoin. Yes, have to if you do it yourself to change the oil. Yes. Steven, you went through 6 modems. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Well, this is the same modem I've had the last 3 years. I mean, sometimes I have to power cycle it on and off or reset it, but yeah, something's going on if it's 6 modems. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Geezer, great conversation tonight. Thank you. Um, catch up here. I think I've gotten most of your comments. Time is it? 10:49. Okay. Yeah, I'll give Comcast a call and see what they say, but if they can't help me, I'm just going to keep what I have because it works. Full synthetic oil changes. Sometimes you can catch a special. I think Walmart had a special. It was like 45 bucks. Full synthetic. Yeah, it's not bad. In fact, I'm due for an oil change. My light came on. My warning light came on. Ding! Oil change time. So I take it to a local garage here that's family owned, but they're closed on the weekends. I'll have to go call them Monday, set up an appointment, change the oil, and get all the fluids checked. Yeah, I can't think of the last time I used conventional oil. I just won't go that way anymore, especially here with the frigid winters. Would never bring your car to Walmart. I guess the Walmart thing, the service can be, well, spotty. The local one here seems okay. I bought in several batteries there, and they treated me right. For oil change, I'll go to a specific place. For tires, I go to a specific tire place. I don't know what the quality of Walmart is when it comes to that show, but yeah, I mean, they offer free battery checkups, Walmart, so I go there. But for oil change, tires, I go somewhere else. Yeah, locally owned places. I mean, here we have like a Firestone, not Fire, it's called something else now. Monroe. Of course, we got GM dealerships for it, but yeah, Walmart. I'll go for like I'll buy an air filter, self-serve type of products. You know, WD-40, Armor All wipes, stuff like that. So, all right. So we're gonna wrap. You know, it's almost 11. Let's get and wrap this up around 11, unless somebody else. We have more people coming on the stream. Looks like it's tapered off a wee bit. So we'll give this another 10 minutes or so. I think I'll wrap it up. So, but yeah, as far as Facebook, finished. Not now. Maybe in the future. As far as the alternative to Facebook, probably YouTube right now. Yeah. Omega Beast. I missed the What Is Radio Shack. It was a big company, Omega. At one time they had almost 8,000 stores. They sold electronics, all kinds of. This was before Amazon and all this stuff online, but they were around about 100 years. Cassette players. This is before cell phones, even, of course. But they sold everything. It was a family shop for electronics. Catching up on your comments here. I think I got most of them. Walmart full synthetic, 50 bucks. Yeah, I think that's what the local place charged, about that much. They charge, I think, 30, 35 for synthetic blend. I'll go at least that. Yeah, I mean, if you go full synthetic, you can go, in my opinion, you can go a month, or I'm sorry, a year. 10,000 miles. I guess it's more the mileage than the age of the oil, maybe. I'm not sure. But full synthetic, you can double or triple the oil changes, so it may save you money in the long run, possibly. But if you're not sure, check the owner's manual and follow that. But you can't go wrong with better oil. At least that's my opinion. You know. Steve, do your own oil changes, get some car ramps. Yeah, I don't want to mess with, you know, I have to buy ramps, you know, drain the oil and recycle. I'll just, you know, for a few dollars, I'll just let them do it. You know, synthetic blend, 30, 35 bucks. I'm good for 5,000 miles. And I support a local business, so, you know. Dumb that one website can tear down centuries-old companies. Well, it's a combination of things. You know, with Circuit City gone, it's not so much as one website, is the people that ran the big company. You know, they had no vision, they had no foresight to see what could possibly happen. Yeah. Steve, you drive 3,000 miles a month for whoa. So you are a good candidate for full synthetic. Yeah. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take another look at the ticker here on the top feed, see if anything pops up to talk about, and then we'll wrap this up for tonight. All right, so Ubuntu is going to be out here at the end of the month. The latest Ubuntu 18.04. Your friend became an electronic engineer, Steve. Cool. Let's see. The Slimbook Curve is a stunning all-in-one Linux PC. I've taken a look at that. It looks nice. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, do you guys feel secure on YouTube? I don't mean the content guys like myself, but just the whole platform. Do you feel more secure on you than you do Facebook? Yeah. Larry says, yep, okay. I do in a way, yeah. Joe says, used to work as an auto technician. Anyone who changes their oil over 75 or more will end up with an engine full of sludge. Interesting. But I thought full synthetic, it's been tested that it can last longer than that, depending on driving conditions, where you live. Right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever gone actual 10,000 miles. I think you can, maybe even more. Normally, sometimes what I'll do is pull out the oil dipstick, and if it's dark, you know, the oil is dark, it's time for a change. I mean, no matter what. But I don't know. Firefox, okay. Blocks, host files, VPNs. What about that new mobile one oil that's good for 20,000 miles or 1 year? I don't know. All I know is my car seems to run better with full synthetic, at least in the winter time, Joe. Yeah. So, but obviously, there's nothing wrong with changing your oil more than usual. It doesn't hurt the car, obviously. But I just feel if I do use full synthetic, I don't have a problem going, you know, 5,000 miles or more with full synthetic. If it's conventional oil, I go 3,000 miles, which that's been a long time. Steve says you feel safer on Google versus Facebook. Okay. Never got a virus on YouTube. I haven't either. Yes, there is MP3 gain, and I couldn't get it to work though, Anna Reed. I think I'll have to look at it again. But thank you. You've done a lot of work because of those extended synthetic oil changes. Okay. I'm only going by what I read, Joe. But you know, yeah. But you will agree that synthetic oil is better at protection than conventional oil, probably. YouTube, Linux Mangaka. Hello. You can fake your full name from Google Plus, Facebook. You'll get banned from fake name. Really? Oh. Okay, I didn't know that. Hello, Keegan. Yes, he ran away. Did I leave a horse head on this desktop? I did not. Yes. So what I was feeling, mates, right. Full synthetic oil flows better in the cold. Yes. I thought it felt smoother in cold weather. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So full synthetic is not as much a factor in the summer, Joe? Maybe? I don't know. But I either use synthetic blend or full synthetic all year round. So check my messages, notifications on my phone real quick. Okay, nothing there. Okay. Well, I want to thank Das Geek Ryan again for joining me, co-hosting the live show for this evening. I think we've answered as much as we can about Facebook and possible alternatives. Here's something on the ticker. Scammers abuse Facebook phone number search. Brave new world. All right. So once again, thank you, Ryan, for joining me as a co-host. So I think I'll keep doing these for the foreseeable future Friday nights, especially if the weather's going to be crappy like this. God. Synthetic is better. It can also tolerate high temperatures. Okay, cool. Use a site called Mercado Libre. I'm not sure about that one. Keegan, any luck with your dad getting sponsors for the Cross and the Star? Thank you for asking. There is a world premiere private screening in Rome Monday. Crossing my fingers, as it were. It's over 5 years. I mean, it's a big risk monetarily, time. He did get letters of approval from the Vatican and the Italian Jewish community, so that's good for PR. But so far, no sponsors. But we'll see. Well, hopefully something will happen Monday in Rome at a private screening, VIP thing. And I hope something happens, Keegan. He's not getting younger. He's older. He's in his 80s. He's kind of feeling burned out. I'm tired of burned out of waiting myself. Yeah, that's where we're at. It deserves to be shown. I think so. I think it's a great story of, people saving people in World War II at a camp. It's a story that's never been told. It's a beautiful story because it's also a true story. And that's why he spent 5 years of his life plus going through heart surgery and the director chemotherapy. It's a miracle that they pulled it off. Maybe that's for a reason. I don't know. But if nothing happens Monday, then we're back to square one. And that's going to be tough. Yeah, so hoping he gets something out of it. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. But thank you for asking. Yeah. Yeah, Hollywood is not a glamorous business unless you're at the top. It kind of sucks, actually. Yeah, it's a job, it's a chore. So we'll see what happens. But thank you. Yeah, I think last week, if you replay last week's show, I played the trailer a couple times. World premiere trailer here on YouTube. So check it out. But they're gonna show it Monday night there, and there are 6 hours ahead. So maybe I'll know something Monday. I don't know. We'll see, man. Crossing my fingers. It's a long journey. So Twitter bans 270,000 accounts for promoting terrorism. Well, good for them. Okay, let me shut down the ticker feed. Okay, looks good there. Let me get out of that. Yeah, that kind of career is tough. This is more this project, even though my dad has a few scenes in the film, wasn't so much acting as it was trying to get a project off the ground. But yeah, but that whole genre is tough. Anyway, all right, guys. Last call for comments. Last call, and I'm out of here. Anything else on your mind? It doesn't look like we're getting any more people. It's been about a couple hours, so yeah. Internet is very slow. Okay. Oh, at 144p? Oh, I'm sorry, Omega Beast. That is slow. Yeah. Okay. We're done for this evening, so thank you. Everybody here. Probably do a Life in Linux tomorrow night with switch to Linux. I'm not sure about the time. Be on the lookout for that. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. You didn't contribute anything? Well, you stopped by to say hello. Thank you. Those of you who would like to help out the channel, you can do so through PayPal. All the links below in the show notes. But thank you for stopping by, Geezer. You can contribute by sharing the channel, letting other people know. You know, it's all good. It's all good. So, all right. I believe I am done for this one. So, again, probably tomorrow night sometime it'll be a live show, Life in Linux, with switch to Linux. I think the topic is technology versus humanity. I think we covered that tonight a little bit. I think that's a topic tomorrow night. But it's a newbie-friendly show, so check it out. And have a good night.